Yeah, no problem, Jamie. That's understandable. You gotta do what you gotta do. Hi, Rick. How's it going? Hi, Model Shop. How's it going? Terry. Hi, Lefty. Thanks. Thanks, Lefty. Well, there's the links if you guys want to jump in or. Yeah, yeah. I roughly know who that is, Lefty. You don't have to. It's always the same person, I think, pretty well.
Hey, John.
Hi, Rick.
How you doing?
Oh, not too bad. I already got a thumbs down, eh?
For
Eh,
what?
yeah, I already got a thumbs down. I roughly know who it is. It's a guy that I said something about Dr. Cranky, and he just flipped his lid, and he did a broadcast of who I am, and my models were turds and all that stuff.
Oh, yeah, I got one of those too.
Yeah.
I got one particular individual that likes to follow my videos and call me a lousy modeler and everything else, and so I had to end up
Oh
blocking
yeah.
him.
Yeah. Always the way, eh? You always
Oh yeah,
have a troll or something.
yeah. Well, this person actually used to be a friend of mine, but he turned out to be kind of psychotic.
Yeah. I'm Miguel.
There we go.
Well, I
So I reported him and blocked him.
got the motor almost in.
Ooh, nice. That motor came out sweet.
Yeah.
What's going on, Mr. Miguel? Oh, your mic's muted.
Yeah, he's muted. He's talking to somebody, I think.
Hey, no, I'm good. God,
Uh,
I'm.
Oh, okay.
What's up, guys?
same old, same
No.
old.
I tried to put decals on my group build last night, my GT group build, and they all started. They're so old, they started falling apart. So
Oh no.
Did you
I
clear coat them before you tried it?
no,
No, that's what I usually do.
no, I don't.
That's what I did with the ones that I'm working on with the 510, and they held together. So that's how I do them most of the time. I usually scan my decals before I put them on the car, just in case.
Yeah, I had a set of decals do that to me on one of my plane models, an F-16 Fighting Falcon, and I went to put the decals in for the cockpit controls, and they just totally disintegrated on me. And I was like, oh, great, okay. So I got to find an aftermarket set to put on there, or just buy a new kit.
Okay, no problem, Terry. That's understandable.
Hey, Terry.
Yeah, he can't come in the hobby room because he doesn't have enough air.
Oh,
It's
What's up,
getting
Lefty?
pretty cold over here, I tell you.
and we haven't hit cold yet. We're still ranging in the. It's not super hot temperatures, but it's warm. It's definitely nice to be out. I mean, it's nice not to be outside and do stuff, but it's still
Yeah,
warm.
yeah. It's probably about 50 degrees today.
Ooh, that's cold.
Yeah.
Well, I had my first major mishap with my Galactica model, John.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, and it was my screw up too. I was doing these these engine caps. They go on the back, and I was using my heat gun to dry off the paint, and I got the heat gun a little too close, and I melted one of the engines, one of the top sections part of it. This is my attempt to fix it. So what I had to do is I had to cut the whole section that was warped out, and then just put the engine on the ship, and then lay some styrene sheets across it, and try to shape them with sanding sticks, and shape it as much as I possibly could to match. I've actually got it almost spot on. I mean, I'll show you. This is what it's supposed to look like,
Oh yeah.
and this is what
Cool.
I was able to kind of
Looks good to
sculpt.
me.
Yeah, it's almost a dead on match. I've been fitting it, and it looks. I mean, I got to sand a little bit of bondo off of this, but it looks almost dead on. It's not 100% perfect, but I had to sand off all the detail from the other three engines. I'm going to take some styrene strips and just make my own detail to hide some of the work. But yeah, I mean, this I was like a good chunk of this whole top section was completely gone. So I was
Yeah,
looking at
looks.
trying. Was that Miguel?
I was just gonna say, it looks good. You did a good job.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I to be honest with you, I've never actually sculpted a piece with these kind of angles before. So I was like, I was going to buy a new kit, but I was looking at the price of these kits. You know how much these on eBay? These kits are going for over $100.
Dang.
I mean, the cheapest I found
Wow.
was $176. The most expensive I found was $295. And I'm like, I'm not buying that spending much money on a model kit for one little piece.
No.
And I went to Hobby Link to see if I could find it there. They're out of stock, and only they had them all for $37. And I thought, well, I'll buy that. You know, it's out of stock. Great. So
Oh,
I set it for.
you could 3D print it.
I don't know how to. It's a wonky design. It's like it's. I can't get the dimensions on this to do it. I mean, it's just a really wonky design, and I got to fit a glass piece inside of it too. So I don't feel comfortable. I mean, I could try, but I don't think I get it looking good. So I just cut away all the warp spots, stuck it on the back of the ship with some canopy glue, and I took I got this styrene. You know those the for sale signs?
Yeah.
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 Well,
Yeah.
I used them, and I just cut strips, and I just basically I lined them up with the guide pin side and the front of the engine, and I did it this way and then this way, and I just sanded it with. I put two layers of that plastic on. I just sanded it down with some sanding sticks until I was able to round it off and get the somewhat the close enough dimensions. But I mean, it works. It actually goes. It fits. So
Yeah, it looks good.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, if you look at it with a microscope, yeah, you're going to see that it's not the same, but you're not going to get that close to it, and it's on the underside of the engine, so it'll it's gonna for the girls I go with, basically. So I'm happy with it. I wasn't about to spend the kind of money they were asking for a
Well,
new kit.
well, Larry, we don't have Hobby Lobby here in Canada, so I, I wish we did, but we don't.
For a
Yeah,
long time, Hobby Lobby had a continuously running 40% off coupon. You could, you could, everything you purchased, you could apply 40% off to one item. And then they canceled that. But I've noticed several times they've had the models 40% off. So it's actually better now because you can buy 6 models and get 40% off on all of them.
nice.
Whereas before, you could only get 40% off one item.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
closest Hobby Lobby,
They don't even ship to Canada. I found that out.
the closest Hobby Lobby I have to me is about 6, almost 7 hours away in Bakersfield.
Wow.
Yeah, and I've been down there a couple of times. Like when I used to go down and see my mom before she passed, my wife and I would take a run to the Hobby Lobby down there, and I did find a couple of really nice kits, some vintage kits that they repopped.
Yeah, they have a good selection, but they only sell AMT and Revell.
Yeah. Well, no, they do sell Atlantis too.
They sell it. Oh, actually, that's new. Yeah, the Atlantis kits are new. I haven't seen them at Hobby Lobby yet, but they do sell like some of the military kits, jets
Oh,
and
yeah,
tanks and stuff like that.
they sell a lot of the tanks and the jets.
Yep, tanks and
Um,
jets and ships.
I
Hi, Mark.
found I found a kit that I have been looking for years. It's the it's the Mercury 9, or not Mercury 9. One of the Mercury rockets. It was the one-seater rocket that was one of the earlier orbital rockets, and it's the launch platform with the gantry, the ramp, and all the little trucks and
Mm.
gizmos that go along with it. And I had the kit years ago, and it busted on me. And I went down to the Hobby Lobby down there, and they had it. And I was like, it was pretty cheap, so I bought it. And it's a repop, so I mean it's still the same molding, but
Yeah, Larry,
Uh,
they don't update like the selection. Like when the new models come out, you're not going to see them there for a few months. You won't see the newest kits until they you know change their it's like
inventory.
a corporate wide inventory thing that they do.
Oh, is that for Hobby Lobby?
Yeah.
Hi,
Yeah, I
Russ.
mean, hey Russ, morning to you. Top of the morning to you, mate.
Yeah, we used to have a few stores here that used to sell model kits like Giant Tiger and Walmart at one time, but none of them sell model kits anymore.
No, same here. Our Walmart used to carry models. I used to get a lot
Yeah,
of models. And actually, you can get. They used to sell models, ships, or monoplanes and ships and equipment and paints. And they've
yeah,
been slowly phasing all that out to where now they.
You can't find that stuff in the stores, but if you go to walmart.com, you can buy models from them.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I don't know about your location, but like here, a lot of stuff I order from walmart.com is shipped for free.
really?
Yep.
Okay, I'll check online then, because I never actually checked online for the models.
And,
Yeah, I
and
checked.
they sell stuff on walmart.com that's not in the stores anywhere, like that's not even Walmart products.
Oh wow.
Third
Well, I
party
do.
products, kind of like Amazon.
Yeah, I do know there is some stuff that you can only get online.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool, Larry. I got a couple of them. Yeah, I checked Walmart here, Walmart.ca online,
Hmm.
and the cheapest kit is $80, and it was a snap together.
Whoo!
Holy smokes.
Whoa! Ain't nothing
Yeah.
worth that.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's a little too crazy.
So I broke my 3D printer yesterday.
What? How?
Yep. So I had noticed a while back that I like the first day I had it, I spilled some resin on the LCD.
Yeah.
And I tried to clean it up and whatnot, and I noticed yesterday that it looked like there was still resin on it. So I decided I was going to clean it, and so I did some research. I was googling, how to clean resin off the LCD, and almost everybody said, try using isopropyl alcohol. And then a few
Yeah.
people even said, take a straight razor as long as it's new and it doesn't have nicks on the blade and stuff, and use it at a low angle, and you can scrape the resin off of the LCD. Just be careful.
Yeah.
And
You can. It's chancy.
so I decided, I tried the isopropyl alcohol, and that didn't seem to do anything. And I tried the straight razor, and that seemed to be working, but it wasn't getting everything. Um, so I did some more research, and then I found another person who said to use acetone. And I thought, okay, well, I can do that. So I took some acetone, and I put acetone on it, and I kind of wiped it around, and then I used the straight razor, thinking it would soften up the resin, and I would use a straight razor to um, get the softened resin, and that seemed to be working really well. And so I kept doing that, and I kept doing that, and I was getting resin up from places where I didn't see resin before. And so I
Right.
thought, well, man, it must have been like really thin, really clear. And so I kept working at it, and then I realized it wasn't resin I was scraping up. It was a clear protective layer that they had put on the LCD.
Oh shit.
And not only that, but the acetone had started loosening the black tape that holds the LCD panel down to the platform.
Oh
It had
no.
started coming up. So I thought, well, shit, I'm going to have to replace that now. So I pull the tape up and look at the LCD panel, and it's like, it's definitely a clear layer that's on the LCD panel because it's got a nice straight edge all the way around it, you know,
Yeah.
where the layer is,
Yeah.
and I've totally fucked up the clear protective layer.
Oh shit. So now you got to basically replace the entire LCD screen.
Yeah, it's like
Uh,
I've seen them every anywhere from 60 to $90 depending on where you buy it.
yeah. Oh shit.
So I gotta buy one of those now.
That's it happens. I didn't think acetone would actually do that though on that. I thought that actually would. I mean, I know acetone's pretty.
Well,
It's pretty.
I don't know if acetone like softened that layer enough to where I could scrape it off, or if it's just a coincidence that I started getting the that layer up when I was using the acetone. It could be just a complete coincidence.
It could be, but I mean, acetone's pretty aggressive. That stuff will eat through just about anything.
Yeah.
Of course, it's
Hey,
solar resin too.
hey, Mark, that the fuel cell is looking really good. He posted a video earlier, and I was watching it.
I just woke up like 9 minutes before the show, so I haven't watched anything yet today.
No, well, I
I would
haven't
still been.
posted anything today.
I still would have been asleep if I hadn't got a phone call 8 o'clock this morning waking me up.
Well, my son was supposed to wake up early because he's supposed to help his mom. So we get up early. Sure enough, he phones his mom, and she's still freaking sleeping. I said, "Holy crap!" So in other words, I could have slept in.
That sucks. It's like, damn it.
Now he has to wait until she calls him when she's done doing her shopping or
Oh god.
whatever.
So John and I came up with a list of a bunch of items that we need to 3D print, or not 3D print, but 3D design.
I'm sure.
I told Miguel, don't listen to me.
Is this like Santa
I can't
Claus's
wait until
list?
this. I can't wait until the 510 is finished because that body is warped like you wouldn't freaking believe.
Yeah.
And there's no way you can. There's no way you can fix that warp, can you, John?
Well, no, I just don't want to take a chance because it's such an old kit that I might break it.
Yeah.
You know, putting heat to it because I don't know what type of plastic he had it from that time and period because it's that kit came out in '73. So
Yeah. It's definitely not the same kind of plastic that they use today on the
no,
kits.
no, no.
I'm
I know the
almost sure.
Mobius kits that they use different plastic than every other company.
Yeah, their plastic is actually more dense
Yeah,
than.
because there was somebody that used brake fluid on one
Uh huh.
and melted the whole body,
Oh my god.
like destroyed it.
Yeah, the plastic that they use now is actually a lot stronger. It's definitely more dense. I mean, like this model. Well, this model I'm working on now is a Mobius kit, and
Like Monogram was always a thicker plastic than AMT or MPC.
yeah.
I know that.
But even this plastic though is actually even thicker, even more dense than those. I mean, this is way different than what I'm used to feeling on plastic. It's durable.
Yeah.
I mean, that's nice, but and it sounds good.
Oh, cool. There's a brake drum.
That's,
Nice.
oh, that was 3D printed, Miguel.
Yep.
Damn, I love the detail on that. That caliber looks, holy crap.
You can even read the Brembo.
That is awesome.
Trying to get it to focus. Here we go.
The detail is exquisite on that. So I love resin printers.
Yeah, I even modeled the brake pads. Oops, let me get it
Wow.
centered here.
I
I don't
can't.
Oh
know if
yeah,
you can
you can
see
see
it
the
in the.
pins in it.
Oh yeah, I see them.
Yeah.
The little
Yep, the
the air
little.
vents. Yeah, those are the air vents to help dissipate the heat from the rotor.
Yep, and I got the actual brake pad inside the caliper.
Oh my God, Miguel.
I don't know if you could see the
I
second
can't
layer there.
see it, but I believe you. And if that's the case, that's crazy.
It turned out pretty good.
Yeah,
It looks good.
I call Miguel the madman.
These turned out really good. I
It looks
printed.
good.
This is the last thing I printed. I printed. These are 18 millimeters. I printed some at think 16 millimeters and then some at 14 millimeters, thinking, oh, it'd be nice to have multiple sizes. I didn't realize these 14 millimeter ones are so tiny. They'll never be used for anything. They're so tiny.
Maybe for a 132 scale.
I'll never build anything that small. My
No, neither
eyes
would
aren't
I.
my eyes aren't good enough for that.
I know Atlantis makes a lot of 132 scale model kits. A lot of the funny cars that they have are 132 scale.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm trying to find one here. I threw them all in a bag. I mean,
Oh wow, yeah, that is fun.
Oh my God, that's
Oh, look,
crazy tiny.
almost like almost like for a go kart or something.
let me
That's
pull up.
crazy small.
Oh yeah, big
Oh,
difference.
that's yeah, that's crazy small though. I mean, it's so thin actually I can see through it. It's a little translucent.
Uh,
That's crazy small.
yeah, too small. I obviously I don't know if I typed the wrong number in or when I was scaling it, and I just didn't notice it when I was looking in Chitu box.
How are you liking the Chitu box, by the way?
Oh, it's great. It does everything I need it to do.
Yeah, I've never used any but the Chitu box for that for the resin printers, but it definitely what from what you were showing me what you were using, it's definitely way better.
The thing I really like about Chitu box is not only um, can I do the slicing and printing stuff with it, but I can actually fix the normals on my models better with Chitu box.
Yeah.
It's got like an auto repair type thing.
Hmm.
So you can click on the model and you can click auto repair and it will flip the normals on the models. And if you're most like the average Joe won't know what a normal is, but it's basically the face. Every little triangle in a shape has a
Hmm.
face, front and
Yeah.
back. And sometimes when you're modeling them, they get flipped backwards, and Chitubox will fix them um, for you automatically. So it's kind of nice.
Yeah, the other slicer, like Kira's got a similar setting to where you can fix the model to normals. You can also fix like small holes or any inconsistencies that are in it. It will
Hmm.
do automatic fix on it. And me, you might have to do it like twice, maybe three times. How bad they are, but you can usually fix the model right there on the build plate, which I've
Yep.
used it a couple of times. But yeah, I'll do Chitubox. That's I've only used that particular program, but that's the one everyone recommended to use for the resin
Yeah,
printers.
that's what I heard too, Rick.
Yeah, it's there's another Leech. I think another one called Leech. It's another program, but I've never used it. But it's supposed to be just as good as Cheetah Box, if not better. But I've never actually tried it.
Well, I Googled, I tend to do this when I'm like looking at buying something or
Hmm.
using something. I tend to Google, like, what's the best this or what's the best that. And you'll find like top five best whatever or top 10 best whatever. And
Yeah,
so I tend to read through those reviews and ratings and stuff. And all Chichu Box was on all of those lists.
yeah,
And everybody seemed to have good things about it. So and you recommended it, so I was like, yeah, I'll try that one.
yeah. Actually, I think I got. I also well, MakerBot is another YouTuber that does a lot of 3D printing with resin,
Hmm.
and he also was going over the jitterbox settings and what it could do, and it was like, ooh, okay, well, it definitely sold me, and it was
Yeah,
free, so
and it'll hollow parts, and you can put holes in parts, so that the resin drains out, and
oh yeah, it's
yeah, it
it's a
was.
nice little program. I mean,
Yeah.
I do like that one.
I'm gonna buy the pro version.
Ooh, okay. You let me know how that is. I don't have the pro version.
I'm gonna buy the pro version just to try it, just to see what the extra tools are, see
Okay.
if they're useful or not.
I'm sure they are. I mean, I'm sure they probably give you a lot more than what you uh, would normally have. I just, I don't know. I don't like paying for programs unless the only program I pay for is my Office program because I have to do a spreadsheet sometimes. And it
So
used to be free, not anymore.
I'll uh, I'll buy the pro version when I get my bigger photon. I'm gonna buy the Photon X next week.
Oh, the bigger build plate one.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah, it's like 5.5 inches by, what did I say? 7.5 inches.
That's
The build
nice.
plate. Yep.
Yeah, that's shoot. That's probably. Well, let me see. Let me get my ruler out here. 5 by 7.
5.5 by 7. I'm sorry, just under 5 by 7.5.
That's not the right ruler. Let's, yeah, there we go. That's my ruler. Let's see here. So,
It's 120 millimeters by, I think it was 195 or 190. 120 by 190.
well, 5.5 by. Shit, that's a good sized build plate.
Yeah,
That's that's quite large.
it's not 5.5. It's like 5,
Or five.
but
Okay,
seven
well,
by 7.5 though.
still, I mean, so 7.5's got to be the width.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow, it's a 5 inch depth by 7. Well, that's a damn. That's a lot of space.
Yeah, it is.
I'm gonna have to get one of those myself. Unfortunately, I can't do it right now. But
The Saturn is the same build plate size.
I heard Saturns are pretty good. Oh yeah, I think mine's Saturn. No, mine's the Lego Mars. But Saturns I heard are pretty good. That's a nice size build plate. I'm jealous. I got to start a print today. It's gonna take 8 hours. It's a. I found on Thingiverse a. It's the derelict ship from Alien,
Oh, okay.
and it's an actually very well designed. It's not a smoothie like the other one was. It actually has all like the rib detail and all the details that you see in the show. It's actually on it. So I found that, and I got it loaded on my flash drive to put into
Hi,
Thingiverse
Alice.
like 8 hours. Hey, Alice.
How you doing?
I don't like to leave my resin prints overnight when I'm not awake to watch it, so I figured I started on my day off. I think I got this thing sanded down as much as I'm gonna get it sanded, and shaped as much as I'm gonna get it shaped.
Yeah, so the unemployment here got hacked, so we had to call in our cards through the phone again.
Yeah, they are. They're starting to do the same thing here. They're cutting the employment. Well, actually, I heard they were cutting the employment. Then I heard they were extending it. So I think they were cutting it and then only extending it for like certain groups of people. I don't
Yeah,
know what
well,
their
I
groups
hope
are.
they extend mine, otherwise I'm gonna have to look for a job in October.
They should. I mean, you're. I don't see why they wouldn't.
I'll be 64 and a half when my unemployment runs out.
Yeah, you said you had to get through like 6 months, right, before your retirement
Yeah,
starts.
yeah.
They're gonna make you
I
work
get
six
it. I
months.
get the one retirement right now, but you know, the other one's the old age that you get when you're 65. You can't get it before you're 65, even a month or 2 months before.
So they're
So
basically gonna
that's
make
why.
you. They're gonna make you work for just the remainder of that till you actually reach your
Yep,
the 70 mark to get your
yep.
unemployment or your benefits. That's stupid.
Which I don't understand because the virus is still in the air, and they
Yeah,
said it's going to be another 2 years before it's totally cleared.
Well, worse now. It's even worse because now there's multiple variants of the virus, and and the second variant is resistant to the vaccine. So
Was
it's
it
worse
Yeah,
now than
they
it was last year.
was it the Delta
yeah they're
variant
talking
you're talking
about a
about?
third shot now. Like holy
Yeah,
frick, what are they going to poke you like 100 times a year or something or what? It's ridiculous.
yeah. Um, I guess what they have. Well, what is it? The Delta variant, or is it something new after that one? I don't
Well,
remember.
there's the Delta variant, but I mean, it's going to mutate just like the flu. When you get a flu shot every year, that vaccine is a speculation about what they think is going to be the most common strain of flu that year. It's different every year. So
Yeah,
they speculate what variant of the flu is going to be the most common, and then they develop a vaccine for that variant. So you can still get the flu if you have the flu vaccine, but just like what we're seeing now, the the vaccine will lessen the symptoms. So some people may not even realize that they've gotten the flu, or if they get it, it won't be as bad.
yeah.
Um, but the
Sorry.
coronavirus is the same exact way. If you get the vaccine, you can still get coronavirus. It's supposed to lessen the symptoms, and you may not even realize that you've had coronavirus.
Yeah, that's
But
what I've heard too.
it's gonna be the same way going forward. As the virus mutates, we're gonna see more and more variants of the virus. It's just that it's more prominent now because the virus was just released into general population, last year.
Yeah, well, I
So
guess it's like the flu virus. I mean, it's gonna
yeah,
because even when I get a flu shot, I still get the flu.
we're gonna start seeing every year. There's gonna be a different shot that you end up having to get one or two or three shots or vaccines for.
Yeah, it's gonna get old real fast. I get my last shot. I get on Monday for my second, and I'm
Well,
Oh,
taking.
Rick Zink lost his daughter, and she had both shots,
Oh no, I remember. Hope he's
and
doing
she was
okay.
only in her 40s. Three daughters left behind.
Oh God.
yep.
Yeah, I
So
know.
I don't know.
I'm kind of leery about getting my second shot, but it's like I got to get it if I want to keep working
Yeah,
because they're pretty much saying if you don't have shots, then you're not working. So I'm gonna get it, but I'm taking the
yeah,
I'm
but
taking
that's taking. Personally, I think it's just taking your rights away. That's what I think,
well in a s-
in a
in a s-
sense.
in a sense it is because I mean it's not. They can argue. The argument can be, and I can see the argument is essentially it's still giving you the choice of taking or not taking it. But what they're saying is, if you don't take it, then these are the guidelines you have to follow. So they're still making it your choice, but they're kind of also getting you in a corner at the same time.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
the way they're doing it. They're still being politically correct, and that's the common argument about the rights is yes they are, but then they're not. It's how they're wording it. As long as you
yeah.
still
Oh, yeah. They're covering their ass. In other
Yeah, I
words.
mean, by
Yeah.
definition, as long as you are given a choice, then by definition, they're not taking your rights away as long as you got that choice.
Yeah, but the
Um,
thing is, Rick, you got to realize, like, say if, for example, you are at work and you don't have the both shots, and they eliminate you because you're not getting the shots, then it'd be a lawsuit.
it depends. I mean, I'm
It
sure they
can
can work around
happen
it.
that it would be a lot of lawsuits that happens in a lot of places.
Well, that's why they're making it where before that happens, they're telling everyone that works in the medical field that
Yeah,
in order to work there, you have to be vaccinated or they have to make you get tested twice a week.
yeah, yeah.
So
Well,
they're
I think the cops and things like that have to have it done too.
yeah, I believe so. But yeah,
Yeah,
they're getting they're doing it smartly about this. You know,
yeah.
they're
They're
making it to
wording
where
it so that they're not taking your rights away.
yeah,
But when you think in the back of your head, yeah, they are. But
yeah,
And now Biden just signed that executive order, and they're looping around like all laws using executive powers to uh, to make it so that the labor department can force companies of over 100 employees to force their employees to have the vaccine or get tested every week.
yep. Well, it's already like that in the medical field for me.
Yeah.
It's already that
Well,
way. It's
Yeah,
like I
but
have to
they're
be.
trying to have it here in Canada that you got to get a passport and it has both shots. And if you don't have that, you can't do grocery shopping, you can't get your hair cut, you can't do this, you can't do that.
Yeah.
And I
I,
Well,
think
I
that's
that's gonna
taking your rights away, really.
that's gonna be here in California too. We already have our. I have my vaccination card that I have to carry with me wherever I go,
well,
and they're
Yeah,
seeing it.
there's already like 17 governors that have said they're going to fight it. So who knows how it'll end up? I mean, we'll see.
yeah.
I don't know, but I mean, they're definitely encroaching on not just your freedoms, but your privacy because you're supposed to have the privacy to not have to tell people anything about your medical status.
Background, yeah,
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 HIPAA.
I
yeah.
shouldn't have to tell people whether I've had, any medications or any, medical treatments or anything like that. And the vaccine is definitely, fits into both of those categories. So
Yeah,
the fact
but you
that
know how.
they're forcing you to expose your medical history in that
Yep.
sense is
I've worked in the medical field for I don't know how many years, and you put it this way, you can't even ask like we used to get if you come in. Say you go to the hospital to visit someone and you have a dog with you, and you say this is my therapy dog. They can't even ask you for proof that's a therapy dog. They can't ask for a license or anything. All they have to do is go by your word. They're not authorized to say, well, do you have a license or is there proof? You can't do that. As long as you say this is my therapy animal, you're good. That's all you got to do. How they're getting around this vaccine shit though, and the card, is by making it a mandatory policy. It negates that uh, that area of not being able to ask because now it's mandatory to be vaccinated at certain facilities. So now they have the right to ask you because of mandatory. That's how they're getting around that. But I agree with you. It's bullshit. They should not. You shouldn't tell anyone what shots you've had, what vaccines you've had. It's none of their damn business. It's your own private medical information. It should not be something they can ask for.
hey procure.
Hey, bro. Oh, hey,
Hi,
Spark Blue.
Richard. Hi, Dave.
Sorry, I didn't see you down there saying hi to everybody. But yeah, no,
Yeah,
I agree with you, Miguel. That's bullshit. It's not right, and I I mean, just because I'm getting my shots doesn't mean I'm still not against it or bucking it. I still think it's wrong, and I'm only doing
well,
this because I need to provide for my family. That's about it.
even people that have the shots still have to wear a mask
Yeah,
over here.
I do. I mean,
It
So what
doesn't
makes a difference?
it doesn't
If
make
you
any
had the
fucking
shots, you have
sense.
the mask.
yeah,
Doesn't make any fucking sense. They're telling you get the shot so that you're protected, but then they're saying once you have the shot, you have to wear your mask so that you're protected. And then they're saying that the unvaccinated need to get the vaccine so that they can protect the vaccinated. It's like,
yeah.
does
It
it work
doesn't.
or doesn't work? I mean, if you're
Well,
vaccinated, why should you have to wear a mask? And if you wear a mask, why does it matter what the non-vaccinated people are doing? If you're
yeah.
protected, you know,
It should be
what's
if
the
you're vaccinated fully, you shouldn't have to wear a mask.
yeah.
Plain and simple. So
Well,
what they're basically saying though is so is that saying that the vaccination is not effective?
the
Is that what
masks
you're
and the
saying?
vaccine are supposedly effective, but what I don't understand why it doesn't make any sense. If you're vaccinated or if you're wearing a mask, then why does it matter what I'm doing? Why does it matter if I'm vaccinated or if I'm wearing a mask? If you're protected, you don't have to worry about me.
Exactly. That's the way it should be.
Yeah, you're right, Mark.
What did Mark say? Fight back time, say no to these. Yeah, I 100% agree with you, Mark. It's
Yeah,
this. It's like a castle wall. It's just falling
it's up
block
to the
by block.
individual what they
Yeah,
choose to do.
it should
Like
be
I
that.
look at this way: either you get vaccinated, you die, or you don't get vaccinated, you might die too. So, how
Yeah, it's
much percentage difference is there? Not much. About the
that's one of the
same.
reasons why I want to move to Idaho because up in Idaho, uh, there's no mandate for vaccinations or masks. They don't have a mask mandate at all or a vaccination mandate at all out there.
Well, there's like 17 governors that are going to fight the this whole mandate thing.
Well, that
Yep.
guy, Toronto's Power, I think is his channel. He goes all over the states, and I never seen him wear a mask at any of the car shows, and there are crowds like you wouldn't freaking believe.
No,
Oh
the
yeah,
the states up in the upper areas like Washington State, Idaho, up in that area, they don't have mandates. They are like, no, we're not gonna. They don't want any part of this shit. They're just like, no, we don't
Well,
not
they're
doing this.
standing up for their rights. That's what
Yeah,
they're doing.
and that's something nice about that. That's something about Idaho is they do that. They'll be like, hey, we don't want none of your shit. We don't want the outside world crap. So we're gonna do things our way. And
Yeah,
their
yeah,
way is we're not doing this. You know,
yeah,
I mean, they have got hit with the virus, granted, but who hasn't? You know, but they're still sticking to their guns. They're like, no, we're not doing a
yeah.
mask mandate. We're not doing a vaccination mandate to our people. It's bullshit.
And they probably got less people that are infected too.
I think they do actually. I think their rates are lower.
Figures.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's one thing if you look at the numbers are conflicting with what you're hearing. The numbers are totally conflicting that.
Yeah, yeah.
They're not right. Uh, it's just
No,
like with
they're far off.
they are. And another
Yeah,
thing that's fucking the numbers up too is uh, when people are like say when people pass away in the hospital, they're automatically putting cause of death COVID related. And the
yeah,
reason why they're doing that is because they actually get a kickback from the government if they put on the death certificate due to COVID was a contributing cause of death. They get a kickback from the government for funding because of the virus.
yeah, yeah,
So they were basically told, hey, if this person dies of a heart attack, uh, just put in there COVID related.
yeah, yeah.
My wife's one of my wife's family members passed away not too long ago of it was natural causes, I believe. They put on her death certificate that she died from COVID-19, which was bullshit. She did not die from the virus. She tested negative before she passed away.
Wow.
So they're fighting that right. They're filing a suit now because they said she was negative,
Yeah,
and they're
yeah,
saying she died from COVID, and they say bullshit. So there's a big
yeah.
going on with that. But yeah, that's the shit they're doing in the hospitals.
Look
That's
at
why
what
these.
Zeno's said. 40K for each death.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, Yeah, they do. Is it 40K for? Okay. Yeah. So they're getting
Wow.
kicked. So for each person they put on their death certificate, COVID-19 related or cause of death COVID-19, they're getting 40K per person as a kickback. And you and I
That's
both know
great.
that money is not going to the funding for this virus or anything else related
No.
to it. That money
Right.
is going to someone's pocket. And I can hear politicians all day long telling me that oh no that's not true. This money is going to to research this virus and for protection of our citizens. Bullshit. It's going in your
Yeah.
pocket. We
Yeah.
all know how that works. Sorry guys, I get in a tangent with that. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No problem.
I
I'm
work
with
in
you.
the medical field and I see this every day, and it just irks the living shit out of me. Sorry. Okay, I'm done. I fight Larry King live now. I
Yeah.
would get I would do it on my channel, but I'd probably get banned.
Uh, Deep Junk Garage. He had it twice. COVID.
Oh shit! Was the second time any easier than the first?
He said it was.
Oh my
Said it
god.
wasn't so bad the second time.
Well, no, because you got the antibodies at that point from the first time. I think I had COVID-19 a while back because before COVID-19 actually became a thing, um, I got I got really badly sick out of the blue, and I had all the symptoms. I
What's
had
going
the
on?
the stomach, I had the headache, I had the chills, the fever, and everything else. And this is before COVID
Well,
came out, and
tell
it's
me
like
what you
everyone's like, "You
done.
probably had COVID-19,"
Okay.
and didn't realize it.
Okay. Be good.
You, you know that, John?
Oh no, I was just talking to my
Uh,
son.
no, I was gonna say I told Miguel I think I had COVID-19 already because
Yeah.
before COVID-19 became a thing, I came down sick one night just out of the blue. In the space of 3 hours, I went from normal, fine, to in my bed with the chills, fever, muscle aches. I was vomiting really bad. I was feeling like I was dying
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
in 3 hours, and it
Yeah.
lasted the entire weekend. And then when COVID came out, all the symptoms I had were the
Yeah.
COVID symptoms. And I'm like, my wife's like, you probably had COVID and didn't even realize it.
Huh.
And because
Wow.
I was eating my dinner, and I started getting a really bad migraine, and
Yeah.
that migraine turned into stomach, then it turned into everything else, and in 3 hours I was in bed, and
Wow.
I was
Well,
like,
it's pretty
I think,
understandable because you're in the medical field that you have more easy access to get to COVID than anybody that does work in the medical field.
yeah, and
Really.
I think before it became because it was out before we were notified of it. It was out and about.
Well, yeah, like it's been out for quite a while before they let
Yeah,
us know about it.
yeah. So I think
Yeah.
honestly, a lot of my staff says how they got sick for no reason, and they said all the same symptoms, and it's like you probably had COVID-19 and didn't know you had it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But they're still not saying they can't prove where it actually came from
No,
because
it's
nobody was charged in China.
no, and they're not gonna.
If
I
that's
don't think
where it
it's.
came from, that's what they
Yeah, we all
said.
know where it came from. I don't think they're ever gonna make a definitive.
I
Hey,
think it's
this is
still
where it
from
came from.
that other virus we had here, SARS or whatever it was
SARS,
called.
yeah. Well,
Yeah,
yeah. I
I
mean,
think it's a connection with that. That's what I think.
well, it was derived. It was used. The SARS virus was used as a basis to
Yeah,
make the
my
COVID
my
19
my son
virus.
had it.
What
He was in
SARS?
the hospital for 3 months.
Oh shit. Yeah, SARS is. I mean, I'm glad your son's okay because SARS is
Oh yeah,
that's
he
bad.
almost lost. We almost lost him.
Oh damn. I'm thankful that he's okay now
Yeah, oh yeah,
because
yeah.
that SARS virus is
That was bad. That was
yeah,
bad. Because when
bad
I
as
had to go visit him, I had to wear the whole gown and the mask and everything.
yeah. You have to totally gun up. I've had to do it
Yeah,
before too. You probably
yeah,
did. You have to go and like scrub your hands with that
yeah,
soap and
yeah,
everything. Yeah,
yeah.
had to do that.
And I was working nights at the time, so
Oh shit. So basically, before you went to work and after work.
yep. Yep.
I
Then
think
I
a
would
vi-
stay there until his mother came, and then I would go to work.
Damn. I did that shit with my son when well
So I did
he
that for 3 months.
oh my god I did that shit for about 12 or 13 days with my son. It wasn't a virus. He actually when my son was born he his lungs didn't develop all the way so he was on oxygen 100% oxygen for about 12 weeks in the
That's true,
ICU.
Terry. That's true.
No one is going
No
to.
one's going to take the blame for it.
No, they're not, Terry. That's totally true. No one's gonna fess up to it. No one's gonna. I mean, it's gonna be forever one of those things where it's gonna be left to our own devices. Where
Like if this
we,
is a flu shot, like why they are pushing it? That's what I like to know.
well, you know, they're Biden's trying to push that damn booster,
Yeah,
and the CDC is saying no. The I've
yeah,
been watching that. He's trying to push the booster on everybody, and CDC is saying no, it's not ready yet, and they want more testing and they want more research before they issue it. And Biden's
yeah.
like, no, just issue the booster now. And they're like, no, we're not doing it. So CDC is saying no.
Right.
Department of Health is saying no. It's like, dude, open your freaking ears and listen.
Yeah,
If the
yeah.
CDC and Health Division are saying no for a reason,
Right.
it's like, dude, sometimes that man, I think, has got a major blockage between his ears and his, well, besides his head.
Personally, I don't think they did enough testing on this vaccine. To be honest with you.
No, I agree. It came out way too fast. It was
Yeah.
pumped out really quickly, and we have seen some of that effects, like with Johnson and Johnson, for example. We've seen
Yeah. Yeah. And
what
I
happened
think
there.
that's what Rick Zink's daughter took. I think it was the Johnson Johnson. I'm not sure.
Yeah, that Johnson and Johnson. That's why I didn't get that one because I think of all three of the vax, that had like the worst
Yeah.
reaction than the other. I mean, I don't think any one of them are decent to be honest, but I think some are better than others. I got the Pfizer one,
Yeah.
and that's
Yeah. That's what I
FDA.
heard. It's not bad. Yeah.
No, it's not bad. It's FDA approved, and the side effects are not as bad as like the what's the other one, the Moderna, I think it is. That one's I heard is pretty harsh.
Oh, the
Uh,
one that they have to freeze and it has to be a certain temperature or something.
well, all of them do. All of them have to
Oh,
be
do
that way.
they all do? Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Now the reason why they got to do that is because in most vaccinations there's preservatives that they put into them to keep them fresh, so they don't have to be refrigerated. The vaccinations don't have that preservative, so they have to be kept at a very they have to keep below zero temperatures to keep
Yeah.
them good.
Yeah. Well, I never had a flu shot, so like You know,
I worked.
I don't get colds. I haven't been sick since I was a kid. So
I worked at a when I worked at the hospitals years ago. It was a mandatory flu shot, so I got it. I still got the flu, and to be honest, since I've stopped taking flu shots, I don't get sick with the flu anymore.
no, no, no.
In fact, I have really. I mean, aside from when I got sick with that, what I think was COVID at the time. Aside
Yeah,
from that, I don't get sick. I mean,
yeah.
well, when you work in a hospital, though, you build up antibodies because you're exposed to a lot of
Yeah, yeah,
stuff. So you build up antibodies.
right.
Like when I first worked at the Memorial Hospital, my first month, I got really badly sick, uh, and then after that, I stopped getting sick. So
Yeah,
my
yeah.
wife's like, "You don't get sick anymore." It's like, "Well, I work in a hospital. I'm
Well,
exposed
that's
to this
like if
shit."
you go on a school bus and there are a bunch of kids, you know, like they don't know how to cover their cough or their nose if they're sneezing or anything of that nature.
Yeah,
So of course you're going to get sick.
yeah, and I mean, eventually your body builds up antibodies if you're
Yeah,
exposed enough
yeah.
times.
And it all depends on your immune system. Like my immune system is pretty high, so I fight everything. Like I don't take
Yeah,
no pills for anything. Like if I got a bit of a cold, I let it work itself out. So,
yeah, and I mean, all of us honestly with like cold pills, I mean, all they do is just help you ease the symptoms. They don't take. There's
or
no
you get
cure for the
drowsy
cold.
from the meds.
Yeah, I mean, there's no cure for the cold. I mean, you just have to let it run its course.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of orange juice, a lot of juice.
Yeah,
That's
I
what I
mean,
usually do
my
anyway.
medication regimen is usually I take one multivitamin, uh, I take my blood pressure medication, and I take my heartburn medication because I've got acid reflux, and that's my usual pill intake for the day. And if I get a headache, but
Oh, I didn't
usually
know
that's
that,
it.
Peter, that they're mixing the vaccines.
With what?
No, they're mixing the vaccine shots together.
Oh shit! They don't
He's
need to
in
do that shit.
Canada too.
They don't need to do that shit. They need to stop messing with it.
It won't surprise me, Peter. Hi, Josh.
Hey Josh,
Okay,
how you
no
doing, buddy?
problem, Richard. We'll talk to you later.
Bye, Richard.
Zeno says he's immune to GM products.
Yeah, Jack Daniels does cure a lot of things, deep junk
Yeah,
dog,
that's
right?
true.
I agree with you.
Couple of shots of Jack, and you be feeling just fine.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah,
Speaking of
we
which,
know that, Zeno.
I have Jack Daniels downstairs.
Yeah, I know you're immune to GM products, Zeno.
uh,
We have a fourth guy in the house.
You know what I
That's
like
all
about
right.
Fords?
what's that?
Nothing.
Nothing. I like that. Oh Lord.
For, not together. First shot, one vaccine. Second shot, a different vaccine. Well, that's weird, Peter.
Oh, I know that. I like what Josh said. Josh goes, Jack don't cure me from COVID. Don't ask me how I know that. Nice, Josh. I like it. Uh,
Huh.
yeah, Jack does sound pretty good right about now.
I'm a SoCo kind of guy. Southern Comfort.
Oh, yeah, Sun cover's good too. I like that.
I used to drink a lot of the Black Russians.
Ooh, yeah.
I like White Russians.
They're both good.
Yeah,
I've never had a Black Russian. I don't even know what it is. What do they put instead of cream or something? Something else?
What was it?
Kahlua, and rye, I guess. I forget.
Yeah,
I
it's
know
almost.
Kahlua is one of them.
Is
Kahlua
it
is one
basically
of them.
like the? I think it's like the dark beer, isn't it?
It's
The same
almost
type.
like the white Russian, but it's just different with the Kahlua.
Yeah. Well, don't they put into it like they what they put into a dark beer? I
Yeah,
think.
something like that.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. I know. I've had it once or twice. It was good. forgot what it was they put into it. But I like White Russians too. Oh damn! I was way too early this morning. Nope, there you go, Miguel. Hey, pour me a glass, will you?
One for my dead homies.
Hey, we need taste division now.
Smooth.
Oh damn, dude, that's mean. That is so cruel. You need to
Yeah,
emphasize how smooth that.
my dad used to drink cognac. I
Oh,
tried that a couple times. No freaking way I can drink that stuff.
that's harsh. I can't do
Yeah,
cognac.
and that's
Uh,
I mean straight, not mix.
I can't do cognac, dude. I
Yeah,
can't do tequila. I can't do tequila either. I don't drink tequila.
My
boy,
wife is a tequila
I
fan.
had bad experience with tequila. I even ate the worms one time.
Oh, I've
Oh,
never done the
I
worm.
woke up and I was underneath the pool table and whacked my head while I tried to get up.
Oh god, I've never done. I
Oh,
never ate the worm before, but I've had my fair share of experience with tequila. They've not been pretty. I've never
I
had a good
left.
night.
No, or a pretty bad hangover. That's
Oh
like
yeah,
sambuca. Sambuca. It's like
never had.
a liquid drink. Tastes
Okay,
like
I never had
licorice.
that.
oh,
Yeah, it's
licorice.
called
Yeah, yeah.
sambuca. What's
I've
that?
heard of it, but never had it. My dad
Or
used to
peach,
love drinking like screwdrivers. He used to always have
or
vodka and
peach
oranges.
schnapps.
I'm a
Yeah.
I'm a big mixed drink fan. I don't like drinking anything straight. I don't really like beer. But you give me like a margarita or a daiquiri or a Manhattan, any of those like mixed drinks, foo drinks. I'm all about that.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
Terry. Funny you mentioned moonshine. I tried some at New Brunswick, and I tell you, I put burns the hair out of your ass. I tell you, no thanks.
Have you ever tried grata, John?
What's that?
It's called grata. You ever tried that?
I heard of it. No.
Uh, yeah. Okay, it equals to moonshine. It's
Well, they have a certain name in New Brunswick, and I tell you, you could frickin' run a car on it.
yeah, grata's about the same way. It's over 100 proof.
Yeah, well, this
Yeah.
is freaking. Oh my god, man!
Let's put it
I,
this way.
I thought it burned my tonsils right out of my freaking mouth or something.
Let's put it this way. I can tell you for a fact, grata will actually cure a cold. And I know that for a fact because
It would get rid of the virus too.
I went to a friend's house and I was sick. I had no taste and I just kind of felt like crap. But it was a party. I wanted to go. It was I go an away party, and my buddy they were drinking and he goes, "Here, take a shot of this." And I thought it was just like Jack JD or something. So I took a big old gulp of it, and that felt like I was drinking battery acid.
Yeah.
In about, I would say, 10 minutes, my taste came back, my nose cleared up, my congestion went away, and I felt really good.
And it let you taste.
Yeah, I mean, I actually,
Maybe we should give some of that to Ford fans.
I mean, before I got to the party, I couldn't, before I got to the party, I couldn't taste a damn thing. I took a shot of grata, and I tasted everything. I was, damn, this shit actually cured my cold. He goes, I told you it would. I said, no, it really did. I feel good.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll clear up your sinuses, that's for sure.
Oh my God, John. All I know is once I tilted that bottle, I was just like, I'm dying. I'm gonna die. This is gonna eat me from the inside out.
Yeah.
And then I asked him, what is this shit? And he goes, it's grata. I was like, what's grata? It's basically like super fermented wine, but I think it's like what they get at the bottom of the wine barrels, where it's all
Yeah.
concentrated.
Yeah.
Is what they use to make this stuff. So it's like super concentrated alcohol, kind of like moonshine.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thanks, Russ.
Whatever.
He said high five.
Oh, of course, I will never drink that shit again because it burned like hell.
Yeah, you don't hear too much of it in this area anyway. Moonshine.
Yeah, no. I never actually drank moonshine though. I want to try it one of these days. Just try and say I tried it.
I think the best drink I ever had was in Germany, the dark beer, and then they have the small bottles,
Mm.
but it's like 50%, 15% proof.
Ooh,
Fucking freaking put you right underneath the table, I tell you, pretty fast.
I would love to drink a German dark beer.
Yeah, because it's sweet. It's like a sweet taste to it.
Oh, that would get me
Yeah.
in trouble. I would be in trouble. I would be more than drunk. Yeah,
I'm not a beer. I don't really care for beers. So dark beers is even worse.
I
Yeah,
like.
but what I like a lot about German dark beers, it's not like a dry taste. That's to give you a dry aftertaste. That's what I
Okay,
like.
I like lagers. Some lagers are really good.
Yeah, that's the one, Cliff.
Was it?
Du
Okay.
Wixen. Du Wixen.
I like the like Samuel Adams lagers are really good, especially eating seafood. When I lived back east in Baltimore, that was a big thing was like seafood and Samuel Adams,
Yeah,
and they make different flavors for different seasons, like Oktoberfest and whatever season is. Nothing
yeah,
goes great with Old Bay seasoning like beer. Beer and Old Bay, great combination.
yeah, yeah. My dad loves sherry brandy. He just loved that. Him
Brandy's
and my
good.
mom. They'll polish a whole bottle.
Damn, brandy's good.
Just the two of them.
Ooh, that looks cool. Did you 3D print those, Miguel?
No, this is from my GT build that I'm working on.
Oh, okay.
It goes on this.
Ooh, sure. I like that color. That is sharp. What kind of color? What color is that? That candy apple?
It's forget what it's called.
It's sharp though.
I'll show
It's
you.
like a brandy wine color.
It's beautiful. I love it.
It's paint that I bought from the auto parts store,
Mm.
AutoZone, and it's meant to be sprayed over chrome to give it like a red tint over the chrome.
Okay.
So I painted the body silver, and then I sprayed that over it. Um, and it like the more layers you put over it, the darker it gets. So I put two heavy coats, two heavy layers, and it
Yeah.
gives it this nice red, this nice cherry color. It's really great.
Yeah. It's a very that's a beautiful red. That is nice. Oh wow. It did look. Yeah, I see the cap. Yeah. Okay. That's nice. Dupla color. That's a good brand of paint too.
Yeah, metal cast. They
Yeah.
got blue and purple, isn't it? Miguel? Isn't it blue and
Ooh.
purple? Yeah, that's what I thought.
I
That looks
like
nice.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah, Boyd over at Chuckworks, he uses a lot of the Duplicolor paints for his stuff. Of
yeah.
course,
They
he's
changed the formula the last couple of years, though. It's a lot hotter than it was before.
oh, that's not good for
Yeah.
plastic.
No, you got to mist coat it
Yeah, you don't want to melt
and build up the
the you don't
coat.
want to melt your model.
No.
I'll be right back, guys. Let me get some more coffee. I'm out of Joe.
Yeah.
I'll be right back. Where's Mopar, by the way? We're missing Mopar.
Who knows?
Now, watch. I said
Maybe,
they'll
maybe he
they'll show
lost
up.
his voice, so he can't talk. So that's why he's not here.
On that note, I'm gonna get some more coffee.
Yeah. Model shop. What I do is I scan all my decals, and then what I do is I clear coat them. I don't care how old they are, and usually they don't fall apart if I do that. So yeah, I think the metal cast paint is still the old formula that they use, Miguel.
Oh yeah.
I don't think they changed the formula on that. I used to use that paint all the time before I started using the airbrush. Oh, cool, Cena.
She needs to have somebody walk her over there. Yeah, that's what
Heh. Yeah, Terry, I think Mopar has a sore throat. Yeah. Or he drank too much moonshine. Yeah, my son had to go help his mom move some furniture or something.
Oh, I got my seat in. Let me see. Let me turn my autofocus off.
Oh, yeah, cool. Yeah. You just got to put one seat in instead of two. We go, or,
Yeah.
yeah. So it's actually going to be like a drag car then. Yeah, I had a real car that was tubbed out. It was a 78 Trans Am, and I had my son's car seat right between the tubs.
And I need to get the valve covers painted today so that I can get them glued on. I need to get the blower pulleys and the belt painted.
Yeah, yeah, looking good.
It's coming along.
Yeah, you gonna leave the hood off, or you gonna cut the hole in the hood?
I'm not sure. I don't. I kind of like it with the hood off.
Yeah,
And I don't really want to cut the hood, but
no.
I'm probably gonna cut it.
Yeah. Use a piece of cardboard first to cut the shape of your hood, so that way you make one cut instead of two. You know what I mean?
You know,
Well, you put the cardboard,
I
you
understand how.
trace the hood on it, so that way that you don't make a mistake when you do the actual hood. That's what I mean. That's how I do it, anyways.
I don't do that. I just make small little adjustments until it fits and looks right.
Yeah, yeah. It's better to cut it too small than too big. That's for sure. Yeah, that's the same thing. So,
Thanks, guys.
index cards for pattern. Yeah.
I'm getting my
I did-
my flight pods put together.
Oh yeah, cool.
Did you watch Russ's last video, man? He's really having some fitment issues on that thing.
Yeah, I did. Actually, I watched it. I watched it last night. Yeah, that makes me not want to build that model more and more every day.
That
And Russ, if
NASCAR
you're
you finished turned out really nice.
if you're listening, I am not going to build your model, so don't even think about asking me. Not happening.
I need to paint the hood on my truck today. I'm gonna put the glass in. I'm gonna start building the engine. I need to wrap up like 3 or 4 kits in the next couple of weeks so that I can start working on my post-apocalyptic build.
Ooh, that's gonna be nice too.
I'm gonna have
Hi,
fun with that
Claudia.
one.
I keep missing people in here. It seems like the chat is lagging a little bit. I don't know.
Uh,
What do you think I got you for Christmas, Rick?
yeah, no. Uh huh. I'm gonna pretend you did not say that, Russ.
I'll be right back. I need to go find a box.
Okay.
Yeah.
Uh, so I gotta try putting these pylons on the flight pods. Actually, these. I'll show you. I got one flight pod that I haven't put together yet. I don't know if I showed you the decals on it, but
Yeah,
that's what the.
yeah, you did on last
Oh
time,
yeah, last
I
one.
believe.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so I got one pod pretty well put together. I just got to
I'm
put the.
surprised Michelle is not even here.
Yeah, I know.
or Steve. Her,
I think didn't she say last night that she was gonna probably be on
well,
there?
she's in the process of selling or moving or out of her
Oh, that's
place
right.
and
She's
getting another
moving.
place
Yeah, that's right. Forgot about that.
out of town or wherever.
Actually, I can't do it yet. Yeah, I think she says she's moving out of her place.
I'm surprised she started on that model they gave away for the 1,000 subscriber giveaway that she
Oh,
already started it.
she
Yeah,
wants to build that one.
yeah.
That's gonna be a nice build when it's finished.
Oh
I
yeah.
think. Had to do some of this damn seam work on this flight pod. A look to me a glue for filling in seam lines.
Yeah, my son has been streaming a lot of games on the PS4, but if the Wi-Fi, I, uh, I guess it goes up and down. If it goes down, then he loses his stream.
Oh, well, yeah,
Yeah,
you were saying the Wi-Fi at your place isn't the world's best.
yeah, it is.
It's like my electricity
That's
bill.
why it's not worth my while to pay the highest dollar for the internet if we don't get the same connection as they said we're supposed to get. Why pay for it? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a waste.
Yeah.
Well, plus the whole thing with that internet too is, I mean, you're not paying when they say, oh, well, you can buy this extra package for high speed internet. All they're doing is just raising they're loosening the restriction on your internet speeds. All they're doing. I mean,
Well, they're
internet's
trying to offer us fiber lines, but we don't have fiber lines going to our building. So what's the sense?
yeah, that's what good is that? Yeah, I just have basic cable. I don't and internet. For mine, I don't even watch TV half the time, to be honest with you. I mostly get on the computer.
Yeah. Oh wow, $70 for a kit, almost as bad as here.
What kit is that for 70 bucks?
Oh no, he says some art supply store was selling model kits,
Damn, for 70 bucks, Jesus.
model shop.
Kits are expensive. I mean, my God, look on eBay at some of these kits. They're just outrageous.
Well, that kit that I really want, holy shit, I got to rob a bank to buy it if I want to do it.
What kit is
It's
that, John?
at $1,200 right now. James Bond car.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think you're telling us about.
If you're on Facebook, you need to join the model group. It's called It's All Junk, something along those
Yeah,
lines. And
yeah.
they have several like model auctions every week, live auctions, and you can bid on models. You can get some really good deals.
Oh
Yeah,
sweet.
I watched it a couple times.
Yeah, that's where I got a large portion of my collection was from those model auctions.
Right.
Yeah, the models nowadays are. You gotta give blood just to freaking buy
Yeah,
most of
I
those.
don't go on eBay anymore because they charge us import charges and then shipping on top of it. That's like a double whammy right there. So,
I don't use eBay because you almost have to use PayPal to pay for that stuff, and I don't like PayPal.
oh, okay.
I try to stay clear of eBay unless I have no other alternative. That's like my last
I don't have
resort.
credit cards, so I prefer to use PayPal.
I don't like PayPal because back in like 90, I don't know, it was like 99 or 2000 or sometime around there. There was something happened to somebody, some family. I don't know if they had somebody die. It was a long time ago. I don't remember what the deal was, but we were putting together a bunch of money to try to help somebody, and PayPal froze the account because it was quote unquote suspicious because a bunch of people were donating to the same
Oh
person.
yeah, yeah,
And so
yeah.
they froze the account and refused to give the money to the family
What?
that we were donating to. And So
Wow.
since ever since then, I've had a bad taste for PayPal.
I don't blame you. That's
I
bullshit.
don't blame you either. Hi, Larry.
I understand maybe being a little suspicious, but for not giving the money, I mean, really, that's totally not cool.
Zeno, if you watch Jeremy Churchill's streams, he bashes GM all the time. He's always talking about how, because he's a mechanic, and he's always talking about, oh, I'm always fixing fuel pumps on GMs, or rust this and rust that, and bent frame this, and he's always bashing on GM. But then he says, I like GM. I'm a GM guy. But then all he does is bash on Chevy. It's pretty funny. I like that guy. He's a really good guy. Jeremy, and then Tony. Yeah, I like those guys.
Yeah,
There's so much.
Arco was in the hospital for quite a while, eh?
Was he?
Yeah.
I saw he put up some streams recently. I haven't watched them yet.
Yeah, he was in the hospital because he's a schizophrenic,
Uh huh.
and he was hearing voices in his head, and he was just freaking losing it. So his wife took him to the hospital.
I can't imagine how difficult that would be.
Yeah, it is.
Right.
He talked about it a while ago in one of his streams. He was on live last night. Probably missed it.
Yeah, I saw he had a live stream, but I didn't watch it. I was
No,
in the middle of something.
I try to follow that other guy that's in the room with him from New Zealand, and I really got to pay attention to what he's saying to understand what he's saying.
The accent that I find the hardest to understand are like Scottish and Irish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really hard for me to understand what they're saying half the time.
Well, remember that program? That TV show was called Irish Settlers or whatever at one time, and
Huh.
they had different areas of Ireland in this bar, and they were talking. Oh my goodness! Like my dad and my mom, they enjoyed watching it, but I thought to myself, do you really understand what they're talking about or what? Like Stevie, sometimes I have a hard time understanding him more than Keith. Keith, I understand not as bad, but I think they're in different parts of Ireland, though.
Who?
Keith,
No, the other one.
oh Zimi BMW, isn't he? And
Never heard of that before.
the one that does all the lighting on his vehicles.
Oh, Shamey.
Jamie,
There we go.
isn't he in Ireland too?
Yeah, they're both in Ireland.
Yeah, see, I think they're both in different parts too.
You're probably
Like
right.
Keith, I can understand. But he really likes to talk though, that guy. Wow.
There we go, guys. First flight pod
Yeah,
attached
Nice.
with the
cool.
mods.
I'm telling you, Rick. I wish they would build a huge model of that,
Oh,
like
this
3 feet, 4 feet long. I would love that.
the if
Oh,
I had a
something like
model that
that airplane you showed us?
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
if I had a model that big, can you imagine what I could do with the landing bays for detail?
That would be so awesome.
I
Yeah.
mean, I could put ships in the landing bay,
Yeah,
Vipers and shuttles.
yeah.
I could do all. I could
You'd
3D print those.
the ships would have to be models themselves. That's how big
Yeah,
they would be.
but it would be
Yeah.
awesome. Oh, that would I would love to see a big version of this, but I can't imagine how much it would cost too.
Well, John's talking about that RC plane that I showed you guys last week. It the guy who made that, he printed the molds for that on an FDM printer, a huge FDM printer. So you could probably use the FDM printer, a big one, to print, all the parts for that. You'd have to build it modular, in components, but you could you could assemble a model,
Yeah,
a huge model.
designing would be a bit of an issue because the ship's got some really complex like angles and shit.
We'll
Unfortunately.
have to spend 20 or 30 minutes sometime, and I'll show you some Blender stuff.
Okay.
It's not as difficult as you think.
Yeah, as I have no idea how to use Blender. I've tried, and I just do not know how to get started with it. You're more versed in it than I am.
Yeah, I think you're right, Terry. Maybe Arco is listening to Mopar too much.
Don't do it. It's a trap.
It's a trap, are you blind?
If I can actually light this thing up and show you guys what the flight pods look like lit up. Try that. I don't know how much detail you'll see out of it, but you can actually see a lot of the flight deck. It's kind of surprising. Let's see if I can get these wires. Getting these wires through these pylons was interesting, to say the least. Come on. Come on. Go together. Okay.
Yeah, the temperature really dropped here pretty fast from yesterday, that's for sure.
I wish it would drop here like that. I love cold weather.
Me too.
I don't mind the winter. I just don't like walking in it. That's what I don't. Like, especially people here, they're supposed to clean the sidewalks. They don't bother.
Well, yeah. I mean, like being
That's
inside the
cool.
house and shit. I don't mind when it's cold out because I love just warming up. It's always
Yeah.
just it's more cozier when it's cold. When you're hot, you're just miserable.
Like the last 4 years, we hardly had any snow here at all, or cold weather, really.
I think you were saying
My
you're.
Go
Go,
ahead,
go.
Rick.
No, go, go.
I was just going to say my argument has always been when it's cold, you can bundle up, you can snuggle up, you can put more layers. When it's hot, you can only get so naked and you're still hot.
True.
For
That is very true.
sure.
Yeah, you can only disrobe so much, and
You can be completely naked and still be hot. But if you're
Yeah.
cold, at least you can put layers on, you can bundle up, get some blankets, sit by a fire, snuggle with somebody.
oh yeah,
All kinds of fun things you can do when it's cold.
because when it's hot, you don't even want to snuggle
We'll
with
get
nobody.
you
You're
an
just like get away from
oversized
me.
stuffy
Yeah. So I know when I'm
or
hot,
a
I don't.
fluffy.
Oh, fluffy. Release the fluffies. I know when I'm hot. I didn't even tell my wife not to get near me. It's like just don't get near me.
Yeah, yeah.
It's too hot.
Yeah, it's almost like sticking like glue.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that shit. That's why I keep my air going in my room all the time. Okay. I know we'll be able to see
women
this.
women tell me I'm not hot when I'm naked.
All right.
Well, that's so they want you to put clothes on.
Right.
You're
Why did
supposed to
that?
bundle up when you're not hot, right?
Oh, there it goes. Okay. Where did? Oh, I hate when these wires come out. There's no space in here for wiring. It is such a pain.
Where do you buy the wires that you use?
eBay. I mean, not eBay. Amazon.
And do you do your own soldering?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't buy anything that's already pre. The one thing I buy pre-soldered stuff is maybe the like the SMDs that are really super tiny. But I even try to do my own SMDs too. But yeah, I do all my own soldering. Okay.
Yeah, I don't see Ernie here either.
I don't know how
He
well you'll
must
be
be
able to see this
working.
on the camera.
Oh, here's Julian. Julian's here.
Okay, it's blowing it out. Never mind. You're not
Oh
gonna
yeah.
see that. It's
Yeah.
Oh,
blowing it completely out.
Hi, Julian.
Were you able to see anything, Miguel? Or is
yeah.
it?
I could see
Yeah.
when you would like turn it, I could see like the reflection of the light on different structures. Yeah, yeah. I can't see a lot, but
Yeah, it's actually nowhere near that bright. So I've got a 230 ohm resistor on this to really bring down the lighting level.
yeah.
But I can look in there. I mean, I can see the floor. I can see the landing strip.
Well,
I can see a
webcams
lot.
tend to blow out those lights quite a bit. I mean, you
Hi,
even see
Dominic.
that
How's it
you even
going?
see that when Shamey's doing his YouTube videos on his builds and stuff. You can see it. The light blows it out.
Yeah, it's unfortunate because you can actually really see some detail on that flight deck. I mean, it looks like an actual flight deck. The one missing is the Vipers.
But he bought a lot of lights, though. What was it? 10,000 lights for
Ten
so much
thousand
money?
lights. Wow.
For
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
Well,
Why?
He's got them all separated in compartments, eh?
yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, for
What did
stock.
he say? It was like $60 or something like that. It was
Yeah, something like that.
something
Yeah.
completely
Yeah.
silly. Like, yeah, that's cheap, but what are you gonna do with 10,000 light LEDs?
His wife will divorce him with all that lighting in his freaking house.
Well, I'll show you. Here's my here's my container with all my lights in it.
Russ is calling you out.
That's all my
There you
switches and
go.
all my lights. Russ, what are you doing?
Wow.
Build hallways.
Don't be a
No, I'm
wuss.
not building hallways. Not happening. You have fun with that, Russ. That's all
If
you.
we built a giant one, then you'd want to build hallways and stuff. You'd
Oh
want
yeah.
to
What,
model a lot of interior.
what soldering iron do you use, Rick?
Um,
Deep Junk Dog Garage is asking.
it's a one I got from Radio Shack. It's a digital. Um, I can show you real fast. Let me bring down the camera. Ignore my candy stash there. That one, and it has the.
Well, it looks like something from Micromart.
Yeah, it's actually Radio Shack. It goes up to 850 degrees, I believe, and I actually got a deal on it because when Radio Shack was going out of business, they were
And
selling. It's like
we still have Radio Shack here, but it's called something else called the Source.
okay, yeah, ours went totally out,
But
and
it
they were
doesn't
selling.
have as much as when Radio Shack was around.
Yeah, ours was just right down the street, and this was normally about 100 and I want to say $20 for this, and
That's not bad.
they took it down to half price, and they took an additional $20 off of it because it was opened.
Huh.
So I walked out with over $100 soldering station for only about
$40.
30 or $40.
That's crazy. That's a good
And I
deal.
was like, and it was the only one they had too. So I was like, sold.
Yeah, I bought a smoke-free grill yesterday. It's almost like an indoor barbecue.
Oh, okay,
They had it on sale for $39 instead of $99, so I bought it.
nice.
Works great.
I love grills.
So it's almost like having a barbecue outside, but it's inside.
Yeah, I love any kind of grilling, no matter what it is. I love grill food.
Well, you put water in the bottom, and then you just plug it in. Just it looks almost like a frying pan kind of thing, and it's got two
Oh,
grills on it, and it
it kind
works
of
great.
that kind of sounds like like a convection cooker,
What's that?
like a convention
Yeah,
cooker.
yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
we had
Almost
one of
like
those.
I think they got the idea from when they had those breakfast trays,
Yeah,
that are electric.
yeah.
That's probably where they got the idea from.
Well, likely. Yeah, we used to have a convection cooker for a while, and it really cooked nice. It really did.
Well, we had sausages yesterday, and I just put them on, and it was great.
Oh, it's like sausage. I know I could go for a nice bacon, egg, and sausage breakfast this morning. I just don't feel like cooking it. Actually, I'm gonna try to get most of this model kit done this weekend if possible. Want to be able
Yeah,
to
that's
start.
what I'm trying to do with this 510. Try to get it done sometime this weekend.
Yes, I gotta do. I got a video in the wings. I got to put out for my last update on this, and I got to make another video on my current status with this. And I would like to get the flight pods completely assembled, all the seam work done, and painted up before Monday.
Oh
So,
yeah, yeah. You got
and
that
then
interview tomorrow too, eh?
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean the battle head's done. I got, and how you'll see, I did the I did a black wash on the bottom
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
to kind of,
yeah.
and that's ready to go. Top's painted, but I didn't wash the top of it because this part was
Hi
gonna be a
Mary,
bitch to get
how's it
into.
going?
Hi Mary. All I gotta do is glue that part on, and there we go.
Yeah, cool.
I'll tell you what, the guns though for this thing, John, I gotta show you this. You're gonna love this. And there is a shit ton of these guns.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I had to sand those down off the tree and everything, and kind of like clean them up. And there's got to be at least 25 to 30 guns in here that I had to do all individually. I couldn't do them all at once. I had to do them in like three or four at a time and call it quits.
Yeah, I used to build wooden ships at one time from blueprints.
I have never done a wooden ship, but I would love to do one. As I've seen, they just look
Well, I
so
built
cool.
one quite a while ago, like a Viking ship, and had three compartments in the back of it.
Yeah,
And
that was nice.
as soon as I finished building it, when I found out how much the display case cost, I give
Yeah.
it to my dad. I said, "You worry about the display case."
Oh shit, that
Oh,
expensive?
well, yeah. Like the mast alone was like 3 feet tall,
Oh
from the
damn.
bottom of the bow to the top of it. So it was a huge boat, I tell you.
Yeah, those things I know they take a while to build those. I mean, I've never actually built one, but I've always wanted to try it. But I don't want to commit to that because it's such a time consuming process.
Well, it's the rigging that takes the most time.
Oh
You
yeah, especially
know.
on those old. Oh god, that rigging. Oh,
Yeah.
that rigging is intense.
Yeah, it is. And then you got to buy all the brass fittings, for the cannons and all that stuff, because that doesn't come in the kit.
Damn. What is? Oh, Julian, is that nice upgrades? Is-
I'm gonna I'm gonna mold something, John.
What are you gonna mold?
What, me a woman? You gonna mold me a woman?
I'm gonna mold the body on this. I'm gonna
Oh,
make
cool.
a resin mold of this.
Oh, yeah?
Well, that's gonna be interesting.
Wow.
That'd be kind of fun though. You gonna use a smooth on to
And
make
then just
the
wait until you get the bigger printer?
Yeah, I could do that too.
Yeah. Because you probably can't do it with the printer you got, right?
I could, but I'd have to do it in pieces and then
Oh, and
glue it
sections, you
together.
mean? Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
glue
way
it together.
that wouldn't fit on the bill plate.
This will fit on the build plate of the new one, though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
See now I want that. I want one like that now too because it's a bigger print plate. Now I want
Yeah,
one. Dan Miguel, thank you.
$500.
Yeah, I kind of mentioned that to my wife the other day, and she didn't have a good look on her face. I said,
Well,
yeah,
when your mom's estate, finalizes, then maybe you could take advantage of that.
yeah. Because I was talking to her. I said, yeah. I said Miguel's now. I said Miguel's down to 3D printing too, resin, and he's getting. I was saying it's. I was saying yeah. I told Miguel it's really addictive. And he goes, yeah. I'm thinking another printer. I said he's getting a bigger one. He's getting one that has his bill plate. And I said it's only about $500-$600. And she just kind of looked at me like,
Don't even think it.
it was a look like really. Yeah, but I said that's yeah. I'm
Tell Miguel to shut the hell up.
I Yeah, the look was definitely not one of, oh yeah, honey, go ahead and go get it. Yeah, no, it wasn't that look. That was the look like, we're trying to save for a move. It's like, yeah, we are. Never mind. So that conversation kind of like stopped. But
Yeah, I took my son and his mother out for supper last night, and it was like a breakfast place, but they did have dinners too. The
yeah.
breakfast was just as much as the dinner was,
Oh
like
shit.
$16 a platter.
Damn.
So
Usually dinners are more
my bill
expensive.
came to $75, and I did it by accident. I didn't leave no tip. I thought to myself, I pay for dinner, you pay for the freaking tip.
Right? That's yeah. I've done that before. I've gone out to dinner. It's like, oh damn, that bill's scary.
That was
The
80
person,
bucks for the three of us. And I didn't even have any drinks. Usually I have a beer or whatever, but not last night.
wow. Usually
Where'd you
that's what
go?
brings a.
I mean,
It was called Denny's.
Denny's was $70.
Denny's?
Yeah,
We have
yeah.
Denny's here. We have Denny's,
Yeah, and they're not nowhere near $70.
kind of like a Village Inn.
The
Actually,
cheapest
Denny's.
platter was 16 bucks, and that it wasn't even for breakfast.
Wow.
Shoot, the Denny's here
Yeah,
actually, their food kind of sucks.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
yeah.
not
I
bad
didn't
here.
care for it. The meal itself, no. And the coffee, forget it. It was almost like Green Acre style.
Ugh. I used to like Denny's restaurant, but not no more.
Yeah, the
They
coffee
kind of.
is. I had one coffee. She goes, "You want a second?" I go, "Nope, no thanks."
Like, no, thank you. But if I didn't say hi, Julian. Hi, Julian. I'm sorry if I didn't say hi to you when he came in. By the way,
Mary Stewart, hey.
I hate this
What's up,
work.
Rusty?
Hi,
Hey,
Rusty.
Rusty. Rusty's in
Did
the
you,
house.
did you smash any more car models or cars out up? He did a '68 Dart, and he put a slot car chassis underneath it and smacked it.
Oh, I hate San and Bondo. I'm surprised Mopar's not here yet. He's always here on Sunday or Saturdays.
Ernie usually shows up in like the last half.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I think he has to work today, if I'm not mistaken.
about to ask John here. John, what'd you do with Mopar?
But he's got a pretty big piece of land too, Ernie. So that probably takes a lot of his time too.
Wish I had a big piece of land.
He's on a corner lot, I think.
Nice. I love corner lots.
Yeah, me too.
That's the best. That's like the best land right there is a corner lot. You get the best
Yeah.
acreage.
Yeah, we have a corner lot. But we don't have acreage. We're in the neighborhood.
Yeah, same here. And
A
I'll
lot of
probably
people think when they have a corner lot that they have to pay more tax than anybody else. Not really,
no. I mean, it should be the same amount of taxes.
because 6 feet of it is owned by the city, anyways.
Yep, the first 6 feet. Yeah. Well,
We have
just
kind of a unique corner lot because our corner, the corner that we're on, we have no neighbor behind us. Behind us is like
Huh.
a wooded area, and then to our other side, the neighbor's house faces away from us. Their front door is on another street, so we're the only house on the street that the front of our house is on. We're the only house facing that direction, so it's kind of unique.
Yeah, sounds kind of cool though.
It's good for me because we have like 10 cars, so I can park cars on the side of the house and in front of the house and in the driveway.
There you go. We just got two cars in my family. Just my wife's minivan and my car, which I have a driveway, and she parks on the street side, and I park in the driveway.
Well, my wife's got a car that's in the garage, and then the other half of the garage is taken up with stuff. My oldest son has a
Yeah,
car that's
I did, Rusty.
sitting in the driveway, and then he's got one that he drives, which is in the street. And my other son's got one that's in the street, and I have one that sits in the driveway and one that sits in the street, and then my father-in-law has one that's in the street, and my wife parks in the driveway, and then my friend that lives with me, he parks in the driveway, and his girlfriend parks on the street, and so I mean we've got a lot of cars here.
Damn. Little car lot going on there, Miguel. My neighbor does car repair, so he's got tons of cars he parks along the street. So sometimes my wife can't always park where she wants to park. But for her, parking a driveway wouldn't work for her because she's disabled, so she can't walk long distances. And the driveway to my house, my front door, is like literally you have to go out down the street, down to the corner to the driveway. So for her to walk would be not doable. She has to park where she's close to the front door so she can get into the house easier. And my garage is only half garage and it's a workshop, so I can't park any cars in it. I'd get rid of all my tools. I don't want to do that. I hate sanding off detail. Such a pain in the ass.
What are you sanding?
These engine cases, or these engine caps, they have a super fine rib detail, and I eliminated that when I had to make the new one. I had to make a smoothie out of it, so to keep in reference with the rest of them, I'm just taking all the detail off, and I'm going to add some styrene to it to get my own detail to it. But I gotta have it start with a smooth surface. I mean, it's not a deep ribbing, but it's there. I just gotta get it down to the smooth plastic. It doesn't. It's just tedious. I mean, its emery board does really good. It just takes time. And this is the last one I got to do. Thank God.
Just have to get my phone just in case my son calls because he doesn't have a key to get in. So
Ooh, that would be helpful.
Your door's locked?
no, we got like a security system on this building. You have to
Oh,
have one of those sensor keys.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, and you only give one per family in here.
Yep.
So
Really?
Yeah, I've been in places like that.
That's kind of ridiculous. What if you have multiple people working?
yeah, I know. Oh no, this place only has one bedroom. There's no two bedrooms or three.
But if
in
a
the
husband
hall.
and wife lived there, they'd have a one bed. They could have a one bedroom and both have jobs and not be home at the same time. How would that
Well,
work?
they can get another one, but they have to pay for it. That's all.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's like a lot of places do it with keys. Like you're issued a certain amount of keys, but you want anything more than that, you got to pay for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's got like a light sensor and this little plastic thing that opens the outside doors.
Light sensor.
Like
Yeah.
a laser sensor.
Like a forge. I'll show you.
Sanding, sanding, sanding.
Like this thing here.
Oh, yeah, it's like almost like a key fob.
Yeah.
So I get these things done, I can paint them and see how well my rebuilding work did. I could not believe the price of this model kit when I saw that on eBay. Though I was like, "You got to be kidding me!" $200 plus.
Well, look at some of those Gong kits. They're pretty pricey.
Yeah,
Like those bigger.
I can see him for Gundam though, but God, for the Battlestar Galactica, it's like holy shit.
Yeah.
Are you smoking crack? What the hell?
Well, probably the movie studio gets a percentage of how many model kits they sell too.
It's got to be something because these
Yeah.
people are selling these. I mean, 230, $300 for just a. I mean, a kit no bigger than this. This little
Huh.
like this. It's like
Wow.
hell no. I mean, the 1350 refit only costs 130, and that thing's 1350 scale. It's huge. All right, where am I? There it is.
Yeah, Blue was in here earlier, but I don't think he's in here right now.
I didn't see him leave.
No.
Yeah, I think tomorrow is like a 10 or 11 o'clock in the morning is when I got set up for the interview with Josh.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, my time anyway. I think he's gonna send me a link half hour before the interview to log into it.
Right. Yeah, I think Michelle is on next week. I
Yeah, I
think.
think it's what the 25th, 22nd, something like that.
Yeah. But she said somebody sent her a message or something like that on Facebook or whatever. I said, well, it had to be Josh that sent you a message.
Yeah, it probably was.
Yeah.
I asked her about that too, and she wasn't sure. I said I heard the responses. It
No,
was
she
probably Josh.
deleted it before she even read it.
Yeah, it's probably Josh
Yeah.
getting lined up.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna go spray a coat on this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tell him, Miguel, this is the last engine I have to sand down the detail off of, and I can start putting my own detail on.
Yeah.
I gotta basically take all the
Well,
riveting off.
Jamie's doing a big rig right now, and he's putting all rivets in the body,
Ooh,
all individually. Wow. A
that
lot of freaking
that's gonna be
rivets in a freaking body.
that's gonna be sweet looking though.
It's one of those flip cabs,
Yeah.
the front.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see it. I think I know I subscribed to Jamie. I haven't seen any videos from him lately though.
Or Jamie Garvey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do after this model's done. What
He
build I'm
lives
gonna
in
do
a nice
next.
area, though.
Well, he's there in Canada with you, isn't he?
Oh, no, he's far away from me.
Oh, but he's
He's in Newfoundland. That's
oh,
like,
okay.
that's like freaking a day and a half drive from here.
Hmm. Damn. Okay. I thought it was
Canada's
closer to you.
quite big, Rick.
Well,
You'd be
I know
surprised.
it is. I just thought he was actually. I thought he was closer to you than that. I didn't realize it was that far away.
No, no. His dad lives in Toronto, which is pretty close to me.
Oh, okay.
And we're going to
That's
meet
why I
up.
was.
We're going to meet up in October, he said.
That's why I was thinking that because I remember you guys were talking about that. And I thought it was him that lived closer, but it was probably his dad. Then is what I remember.
Yeah, yeah. No, he used to live in Toronto, though.
Oh,
Jamie.
okay.
Yeah,
Gotcha. And he moved over to.
yeah.
I've always wanted to visit Toronto, Canada. Just check it out. But on my bucket list before I croak, I want to visit Toronto. I just want to visit Canada in general.
Just have to watch certain restaurants over there. Every floor you go to, they charge you for the chair that you sit in. I'm not kidding.
Oh, I believe you.
I went to one to a restaurant like that, and
Well, I'll have
they
to.
had one of these opening doors for your meal,
Yeah.
and they push a button, and then it goes to each floor.
Wow.
You know, like the old days.
Yeah.
That they had one of those little doors inside, like a mansion or whatever, that would
Oh,
come from
yeah.
the basement all the way to the third floor.
You're talking about a. There's a name for those. The dumb waiter.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, the dumb waiter. Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Wow. Well, if I ever head to your area, John, I will be calling you. John, I'm in your area. What's the best restaurant to go to?
Yeah, Toronto Island's really nice. If you go
Cal-
to Toronto, you gotta go to Toronto Island.
California used to have some really. They still have some nice restaurants, but I don't know. Things down here have just kind of gone downhill. I mean, they were going downhill before COVID, but
Yeah.
since COVID, they've just kind of like really went downhill.
Well, they
And
still
the
have the
business.
expo in Montreal, like the buildings, but they don't have it open up anymore. But they still have the buildings still sitting there, and that's back from the '80s.
Wow, lots changing. I'm
Like
being
Hey,
they
bitten
got
Rusty.
by a
Ontario,
cat.
they got Ontario Place here, but it closed down quite a while ago.
Oh, hey, Rusty. Yeah, we had a lot of restaurants that I used to love to go to here, and they had to go out of business. I don't know if you guys have an Outback where you
Yeah,
guys are at. Okay,
yeah, we have Outback.
we did too
Not here,
till they
not
till they
here.
closed. Now they're out of
Oh, really?
business.
Oh,
Yeah,
hey,
we
Muse.
lost them. Hey, Muse.
I should not have used this. This is an old look. I even wrote on the side old.
Did it not come out? Did it not come out? Or
It like started blotching, like it came out spattering.
oh shit.
Oh yeah,
So I had to put a heavy, like a thick coat on it to get it to level out.
Uh oh.
right.
Um, it turned out. I mean, it ended up okay. It's going to be fine. But yeah, I should not have used that because usually you want to put, you guys know this. You want to put a really light, like a mist coat over it to start, and
Yeah,
then you
yeah,
come back with thicker coats later. But I couldn't do that. I had to lay a real heavy coat right off the get go.
yeah.
That's Chancey overruns.
I had to throw a whole bunch of the lacquers from Model Master out, the spray paint,
Yeah.
because the bottom of them were leaking.
Oh yeah, you
Oh shit.
mentioned that.
I don't
Oh
know
shit.
how that was possible because it's not like there's no heater or nothing in that little closet. So I don't know what happened. A lot of
It
people
turned
told me that's the problem they had.
it
Oh
turned out
yeah,
okay. It turned out
yeah,
okay.
Yeah,
yeah.
looks good. I don't see any. Yeah, I mean I don't see any like imperfections in the paint.
Yeah, it turned out okay.
Hi Moose, how's it going? Yeah, you know what they should have with the StreamYards that they automatically change the person's name if they want it. Because it's hard to keep track of all these nicknames and know actually what their real name is. You know what I mean?
Why do you,
That's true.
why do you care what their real name is? Call them
I
by
don't
the
know.
name that they chose.
Yeah,
The
I
chosen one.
guess.
You can pick
Yeah,
your
the
name on
chosen one.
YouTube.
Chosen one.
The chosen one.
I mean,
He
you
is
can
the
pick
chosen
your
one.
name on YouTube. So if they wanted you to call them by their real name, they could have just made their real name what it is, or
Yeah.
made their YouTube name what it is.
I figured out how to remove the audio from drag strip videos, Miguel,
Oh yeah.
and replace it with my own kind of music. Yeah, I figured that much out. I got that far.
I use Adobe Premiere.
Oh yeah, I was gonna, I was gonna cast. I've been talking about it to myself all freaking week. You think I've done it yet? No, no. Because I don't know. Like, it's not like I need to part right away. Like it's gonna be put away, and I probably won't use it for another 10 years or whatever. So like I'm in no hurry. As long as I use it before the shelf life goes out on it.
Speaking of doing things, I need to get started printing your stuff, John, for our
Yeah,
jig. I'm probably gonna start printing that this weekend for you.
yeah. Okay, sounds good.
Get it going. It won't take too long to print. I mean, the biggest parts should not take that long to print out.
No,
I'm gonna have to get a big FDM printer now.
Well, they make the CR10.
well, you've been talking about Miguel, so Like I said, you only live once. You might as well live to the fullest.
You've
Later,
seen it.
Peter. Good to see you.
You've seen the CR10, haven't you, Miguel?
Uh-uh.
Okay, Peter. Take care. Be
That's the
safe.
CR10.
Okay.
Oh wow.
That's a big boy.
How much do those run?
That was about 400, a little over $400 for that.
Yeah,
What's the
it's almost 1,000 over here.
what's the resolution like on it?
It's good. It's FDM, but it's got you can do high quality print with it. It has pretty decent resolution. Let
Yeah.
me take this box off here.
I don't know
Let me.
why the printers are like almost double or more than that than you guys are paying for them. I don't
I'm not
know.
sure.
I don't know
Oh yeah,
why.
that's separate power station. That's the bill plate size right there. I mean, I don't
Oh
know.
yeah.
I'll give you a rough example. That's my
Oh
hand,
wow.
so that's a pretty good sized bill plate. And
Yeah,
then the
that is.
gantry goes. I mean, it's got a high ass gantry, so you can really print tall items with it. And I like the CR10. It comes out pretty much ready to use right out of the bat. The only thing I did not like about the CR10 was I had to buy. It comes with a glass bill plate, but the
Mhm.
glass bill plate is notorious for that particular printer to be warped every single time,
Yeah.
and mine was warped. So I had to actually go buy a new glass plate or print bed for it. And
So does it heat the glass?
yeah, it basically the way those work is you have it's a metal plate with a power going to it that heats the metal plate up,
Hmm.
and then you just put the glass on top of the metal plate and just transfer the heat to the glass.
Okay.
And that's what helps keeps your parts attached to your build plate. Is you have I run my bend temperature about 70 degrees. You don't want anything more than that, so run about 70, and then usually I run a print about between 250 and 230 degrees for the extruder for the plastic. But they also have recommended temperatures on the filament roll as well. But that CR10, I got that because I wanted to be able to print big stuff, and the CR10 can print. I mean, you can print shit like this tall if you wanted
Yeah.
to.
That's cool.
It's definitely it's been my workhorse.
Well, I'm definitely going to get one, but I'm probably not going to do that anytime soon.
I mean, you can find they got a lot like the Neptune, the Creality printers are pretty inexpensive, and they're good. They're affordable, and I all
I'm
my printers are Creality.
I want the biggest build plate I can possibly get, but my primary focus is going to be the resolution, the print resolution, because I don't want to have to sand everything. You know what I mean?
Well,
I want it to be as close as possible.
you can do if you want a high resolution, you can put it on a super fine setting, which will really condense the layer lines a lot. But you're probably going to have to do some filling and sanding on almost all FDM parts, unfortunately.
Yeah, I understand. You're not going
Yeah,
to eliminate it all, but I
no.
I want to minimize it. Is where I'm.
You go into your Cura settings and you can change the print quality to super fine, and that will it takes longer to print, but instead of the layer lines being spaced apart, it condenses them to almost like right on top of one another. So we have a very condensed uh, surface where it's not. It sands much easier. And I use filler primer on my stuff, and it sands really easily. And that filler primer fills in a lot of shit, especially small layer lines. But I love my CR10. That's my favorite printer.
Yeah, I'm not going to be printing anything super that needs to be super fine detail on an FDM printer. So
Yeah, no,
mostly
that's why I
just going to
got the
be for
resin.
big things.
Yeah, that's why I got the resin printer just for that same reasons. I couldn't print super fine stuff.
Yeah,
Like I
you
want to
probably
print.
would want it so you don't have to layer lines as you're doing a body, something like that, Miguel.
Hmm.
Because that'd be a lot of freaking work. There's a guy, his name is Iceman. I think his real name is Joseph or something like that. And people buy from him all the time, but I've seen his prints and
I saw his
freaking
prints, and
talk about line. What's
I'm not
that?
impressed. If you go look at eBay at the
Yeah.
stuff that he sells, and he's got like more like high resolution pictures, I'm not impressed with his prints at all.
No, I find lines like you wouldn't freaking believe. and,
Super. Oh, thank you,
and
guys.
the details is not as great as Ron Wilson. I know that by far.
No. And yeah, Muse, that printer is a beast. It is a big boy.
Yeah, Joel. Yeah, that's right. Cliff.
Yeah, I mean, he's got some really good stuff. I like the stuff that he prints. I just don't like the quality of the printers that he's using.
No, no. I every time he shows a bunch of pictures on Facebook, I say to him, for that price, too much work.
Yeah, that's
Way too
the
much.
that's the one thing that kind of kills me on 3D printing is the amount of work you have to put into the parts to get them cleaned up.
Well, I'm gonna buy some multicolored options for my resin. So like when I print brake discs, I'm gonna use gray resin. When
Yeah.
when I print wheels, I'll probably use the gray resin or maybe white resin. When I print my engine parts, I'll use gray resin.
Well, I know one thing you could make a pretty good coin on Pro Street tires, Miguel,
You
if you
think?
did them, because nobody does them.
Come on, almost done.
Yeah, but yeah, what kills me, Rick, is like when people produce like this Iceman and charge quite a bit, like he's not cheap. Like, the quality's got to be way better.
Yeah, I mean I agree. I would probably. I mean,
You
if
know,
I don't sell 3D prints, but yeah, I want the quality to be a little. I want less work as possible
yeah.
to clean them up.
Well, there's another guy. He's from Canada. Clear these scales,
Hmm.
and he does nice work. He does really nice work.
This
But
are
he's
pretty
kind
good
of
3D.
having a lot of health issues, so he doesn't. He hasn't been producing that much anymore.
Yeah, 3D printing is a lot of work. I mean, it's definitely not a. I mean, the printing itself isn't too long. It can be a very time consuming process.
And
Like
then
I
that
know I.
other guy that has all those printers, eight or nine of them,
That's a
that
lot.
has like quite a few subscribers. Skill something. He
Yeah, I've
does
seen
nice
them.
work. What's
Yeah,
that?
I've seen people with like 20 or
He's
30.
I think he's in Holland, Netherlands.
Yeah, I've seen people with like 20 or 30 printers that have the print farms going on. And it's like that's just crazy.
Well,
That's a
that's
lot of
like
maintenance.
Mike on 3D repos or whatever it's called. 3D scale models. He does the
Yeah.
figures,
Oh yeah.
1/9 scale or whatever.
I've seen them.
Yeah,
Very nice
he does
printers.
really nice work.
Yeah, I'd say the only thing about printers though, with that many printers, the upkeep is just horrendous with that.
Are
I'm gonna
the
hide my
parts
face so I can feed
expensive?
my face.
Okay.
Are the parts expensive?
Some are and some aren't. It depends on what the part is and what the machine is. Um, I mean, you can spend. I mean, you can spend $20 to $30 on a part, up to 100
Uh,
plus. It's just if you're
yeah, but
modifying one printer.
you would think that they would last, but I guess the more you use it, the faster it's going to go, and then you got to get a new one, right?
Yeah, I mean, because the FDM printers they work on a belt
Yeah,
pulley and bearing system. So
right.
you have the natural wear of your. Sometimes those bands will start to lose their tension. The bearings could wear down after a while, and of course you have three different axes he's moving. You have a Z, Y, and X axis that are going in different directions. And
Right.
why do you got me on your screen, Miguel?
I'm gonna put something up there so you guys can watch something while I'm eating.
Oh God, don't put me up there though. Jeez. Um,
One Rick is enough.
yeah, right. One of us is bad enough, dude. Not two. But yeah, I mean, you have all those things moving, and after a while, they kind of get worn out. So,
I don't know about you, but I find the quality of anything that they make these days suck big time.
well, nothing. Yeah, quality wise, is not
Like
like it
these
used to be.
glasses that I got, I paid $500 for them, and they're already broken.
Oh Jesus!
And I bought them like 6 months ago. So I went back to the place where I got them, and he says, "Well, it's going to cost you about $100 to get them repaired." I said, "Excuse me, I paid like $500 for it 6 months ago. It should last a lot longer than 6 months."
Yeah, I mean that's. I mean, if you're just normal wear and tear on glasses should not break after 6 months.
God, I
That's
had a pair of glasses that last me 30 years.
probably a lot better quality though too.
Yeah, no,
I've had these
I don't
I've
know.
had these glasses for a while myself, and I have to keep it tightening the earpieces. They keep getting loose on me.
Just like a home stereo, I'd rather buy an old home stereo than the newer ones because you fry them, the newer ones,
Yeah,
or they overheat, one of the two.
quality is not
No,
anywhere near what it used to be back in the day, back in when we were younger.
no.
That's for sure. I'm almost done with this.
Yeah, that's true, Moose. You got a point there.
Hey, Big Charlie.
It's Muse.
Muse. Okay. Hi, Charlie. Yeah, there's a guy on eBay, and he sells all these decals, decals, however you pronounce it, and uh, and all of them are copies of from some other people's. His name is
Really?
Jim Keller. Jim Keller, yeah, yeah. That's all he does. Like, yeah, you'll find you like somebody that does the decals or whatever from the Elf Springer, and he'll copy them, and then he'll sell them as his brand.
You can't legally.
Nope.
Actually, you can't do that.
Well, he
You,
does. He's been
yeah,
doing it for years now,
it's gonna get caught one of these
and his
days.
quality is not as good as the original person that does it.
That's okay.
Because
So
he doesn't use an Elf Springer. He uses something else.
you can get in so much trouble for doing that shit. Unless the person gives you permission to do it, then it's fine.
Well, there was quite a few resin casters at one time like that. They were copying from other people. They would buy it from somebody else, and then they would copy it and sell it as their own brand.
Yeah,
One
that's like
guy
a.
is reliable resin. I
Oh,
call him
I've
unreliable.
heard of him. Yeah,
I
all
call
the
him
shit sucked.
unreliable. That guy should have been in jail a long freaking time ago.
Yeah, basically, what you buy, you send him money for a part, and you never get the part.
No, or you get the part and it's like a 5 year old made it.
Yeah, fuck that. That's
Yeah,
anytime if I pay money for anything, I better have a certain level of quality out of it.
yeah.
I'm paying money.
That's the thing. If I don't see it and I got to pay a high dollar for it, no, I've been burned too many times that way.
Yeah, I look at it this way: anytime you pay money for anything, you should expect at least, depending on the what you're paying, at least a fair amount of good quality out of it.
Yeah, yeah,
As long as you're putting money into it or out
yeah.
for it. It's
Well, it's
like
like
when I.
stick decals. If you ever have a problem with any of their decals, you just call them or you email them, and they'll send you a brand new one.
Oh, nice. That's good
Yeah,
customer service.
yeah. Well, they've been in business for over 20 years now.
That's why they got good customer service. It's like when I make stuff for people. It's like when I made those wheels for Ernie. You know,
Yeah,
I I don't have to sit. I don't have to take the parts out and sand them down and clean them up. I just prefer to do that before I send anything out, even if I'm not charging for it. If I'm
yeah,
sending
yeah,
you something, I want it to get to you in the best possible shape and quality I can possibly get it,
yeah,
and not for you to do it. Like I shouldn't think I wouldn't want to have to clean the part up. So it's like I have it. I know what I'm doing with it. So I clean it up and make it look as good as I can, and
Well, I help whoever I can, you know, like I look at, there's an old saying, you wash one hand, you get the other hand clean. What
Yeah,
that saying is that you hand something out, you're going to get it in return one way or the other.
yeah. You'll get
That's the way I
you
look at it, anyways.
you traditionally you get back what you give out. It's
Yeah, yeah,
karma. It's one of those things where people are like, "Oh, I always have bad luck," and it's like, "Well, if you, what are you doing? I mean, are you?
yeah, yeah,
Things will come back to you in the circle, and
yeah,
if you're that kind of person, then you'll get. I've had it happen to me. I've helped people before, and there was times when I run into a situation and I didn't think I had anyone to help me, and all of a sudden someone comes along and says, "Hey, you helped me out, so and so long ago, so let me help you."
yeah,
It's
yeah,
it's how you treat people. You know.
yeah. Well, there was one guy, he's just getting into model building, and like the guy kills me. Like he's trying to build a scratch build a chassis and whatnot.
Hmm.
Okay, and he's just getting into model building, so he has no clue about scratch building. He doesn't know dimensions, you know, or anything of
Right.
that nature. So I said to him, I says, do the basics first, get to know the basics, and
Yep.
then go from there. I says, I've been building for 59 years. I've probably built 100 scratch built chassis by now, or more.
Yeah.
I says, and you are just getting in the hobby, and you already want to scratch build a chassis. You know,
That's a
like
that's brave.
I
That's
says,
very
you know,
brave.
you're going over your means.
Yeah. I mean, shoot,
Like
I
he
don't
lives in
do.
Australia, and then he says, well, I can't get this and I can't get that. I says, well, there is people that do live in Australia that built model cars, and they do get their stuff.
Yeah. I mean, when it comes to building models, you really have to start at an entry level.
Yeah,
Um,
we
I
all
mean,
did.
yeah.
We
I
all
mean, when
did.
I first started building models, my first model kits were stamp together kits, and to be honest, I didn't actually get into really doing wiring and weathering till probably I was within the last 6 or 7 years, and I'm
Yeah,
50 years old now. I've been doing models all my life,
yeah.
so it's one of those things. I did not have the knowledge then like I do now to go to that avenue. So it's like you have to start with the basic stuff. You're not going to learn.
Well, that's like me when I started. Well, it's back in the 60s. So we didn't have no aftermarket stuff. You
Oh no.
had to do with whatever kitchen stuff you had. Like they didn't have X-Acto blades in that time. Well, we used single-sided blades, or we use a fucking butter knife to cut the parts off, or
Yeah.
break them off. One of the two.
No, I mean
You know,
a lot of tools were not available to us when we first started doing this
yeah,
hobby.
like that's probably what how I learned how to scratch build because we had to.
Out of necessity.
Yeah,
Yeah, I agree.
because we didn't have the sources that we have now.
No, there's a lot more avenues open to us in this community that we did not ever have, which I'm glad, to
Yeah.
be honest. That's cool, but it would have been nice to have that earlier.
Well, that's like a lot of people they're into this aftermarket stuff, but they're so into the aftermarket stuff. But if they ever fold, they wouldn't know how to scratch build a part or nothing of that nature.
No, you really need to know how to scratch build. Even if
You
even
know,
if it's not something.
so when you sort to aftermarket, a lot of those aftermarket places they come and go.
Oh yeah, they do. They don't stay around forever.
No,
And honestly, even if you're not going to be doing scratch building, you should just do it to learn it,
yeah,
at least. So you have that under your belt that you can say, okay, like my situation here, you know, uh, destroying this one engine cap that I did to the point where it was most people have thrown it out. They've been like, "Oh,
yeah,
it's trashed," And granted, if you don't know what you're doing with styrene, yeah, but I've scratch built enough to know how to work with styrene plastic that
yeah,
it's like, I can make this work.
yeah,
It's one of those things where it's a good piece of knowledge to have. Even if you don't use it, that's fine. At least know it
yeah, yeah,
because it will pay off at some point in time in your hobby. I guarantee it. It paid off with this. I mean, if I hadn't early scratch building that well, I probably would have. This model probably would have got thrown into a box somewhere
Yeah.
because you know I wouldn't be able to fix it.
Yeah.
But I mean, after it's all said and done, I'll show you the. I showed Miguel this, and he said it looked identical. But let's see if I can hold them up both up. So this is the. I'll get closer to the camera here. I don't know how well you can see.
Oh yeah. 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 I can see it.
And this whole like this whole section all the way around this whole top was
Yeah.
completely out. It was like I just had just a little bit of a frame around it is all I had left to work with,
Huh.
and I was able to sculpt it into something that looked reasonably close to the part.
Oh, Rusty, you
The
can always use duct tape.
Yeah, true. Do that too. I tell you, when I trashed that engine, I was not a happy
Like
camper.
even when I was a kid, I kit bash all the time. I never built box stock, never, ever. I
Kip,
even wired the motors back when I was a kid. I used thread with beadwax.
yep, yep. I've done that. I've done the thread too.
Yeah,
I did the thread on airplanes, on like World War II fighter planes
yeah.
for the antenna array. That's always fun to
Like
do.
the thing is, like we still have imagination. It's not like the young kids these days. When they see something, they have no clue. Like, how would I make it? They have no freaking clue.
No, it's scratch building is fun. I mean, any kind of scratch building or kit bashing is fun because you let your imagination take over.
Yeah, a lot of times I don't want to scratch build because I'm not in the mood.
Yeah, but at least you know how to though.
Oh yeah, yeah. I had to. I had no choice.
Well, it's like when I was going through my garage one day, I found a model. It was the original Battlestar Galactica model with Lauren Green, shoved in a box, and it was
Oh
all
yeah,
it was trashed. And by all rights, most of it would have thrown the model out. Well, I just started. I brought it in the house. I took it apart and I scratch built two flight pods, interior flight pods with it. I added
yeah,
greeblies and I turned it into something that I lit it up, and it actually came out brand look. It was my own version of a military ship, but
right.
it came out good. And I was going to throw it out. And it's like, I can make something out of this. So it's like, let your imagination go and just have fun. It's
Yeah,
actually
kids,
funner when you're doing that
kids,
because you,
kids these days they don't have imagination whatsoever.
yeah, I like it because, like building most models, you have to stick with a certain uh, reference for the model
Yeah,
kit. But when
yeah,
you're scratch building something or kit bashing, there is no there's no right way or wrong way, and there's no diagram because it's a kit bash.
yeah,
You can
yeah.
do whatever you want. You let your
Well,
imagination just go.
well, that's like now, yeah, like Mad Max. God, I was building vehicles that almost looked like the Mad Max cars
Oh,
when I
I
was a
love those
kid.
cars.
God, I used to just throw a whole bunch of parts all together and built something
Yeah.
out of it. I
Well,
didn't care what it looked like.
that's all that Mad Max stuff was all shit just thrown together.
Yeah,
That's all that was.
like when we were kids, we used to meet once a week
Mm,
and go to my friend's garage, and we'd bring a garbage bag full of parts.
nice.
That's all we did on a Saturday, freaking going through parts, trading parts.
That's fun
It
though. That's fun stuff.
was a lot of fun.
I actually, I haven't done it yet, but I've been itching to start maybe kit bashing a starship with all the extra parts I have left over from kits,
Right.
and combining some 3D print to go along with it, and like kit bashing my own starship.
Yeah,
Something just
that'd be an
totally out of
idea.
my head, lighting up and everything. Just let no plan. Just start putting parts together and see what fits. That's all I
There's
want
a
to do.
guy that's scratch building like a shuttle from Star Trek, I think. The one that they used to put on the land. Do you remember that one?
shuttle for the.
Yeah, that small shuttle that was inside the Star Trek that used
Well,
to
I know.
fly to small planets.
I don't think I remembered that one. I will have to
That
see
was
it.
the old Star Trek, like the series.
Oh, you're
I'm
talking
not
about the.
talking about the movie. I'm talking
Okay, you're
about the
talking about the
series.
original shuttlecraft, like the
Yeah,
Galileo. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah,
Hey,
we
John
were.
Claus.
There's a guy on
Hey, John.
YouTube that is doing it.
Okay,
What's
yeah,
that, Miguel?
I've
Oh,
seen that build. That's a cool shuttle, actually. I like
yeah,
that
he's
shuttle.
an older guy. He's got a long beard.
Okay. Oh, that
He
fixed
was
that.
showing an old fashioned train from the old days was coming in his town, and he was
Wow.
showing that on his last video.
There's a guy that I follow. I don't know if you've heard of him, Steam Gazer or Stream
Yeah,
Gazer.
yeah.
Okay, I watch a lot of his stuff. He just started. He just got into resin printing himself. He got a resin printer.
Who?
Stream Gazer.
I don't think I've seen that guy.
Yeah, um, he's funny to listen to. I love watching his videos. He does a lot of scratch building. Like he does some really cool some scenes of like tanks, and he just got into resin printing himself. But he does a lot of stuff, but mainly he does models. He does some really cool models and some cool scratch building. But it's either Steam or Stream Gazer. I can't remember now exactly. But I follow him a lot.
Hi, John and
Model
Johnny.
Model Chili, another one that's really good. I love watching him.
It's hard to find a lot of the channels though because I don't know. I guess the way they have it with their thumbnails or whatever that they don't
Oh yeah,
recognize it.
possible. Yeah. Okay. Engines
Like
are
the one
done.
guy I found, he only had like 39 subscribers, but I found him on Facebook somehow. Speed something. Did
Oh yeah.
a Yeah, he did a motorcycle the last time.
You're talking about that guy that you and I were talking about him probably what 3 weeks ago. He's really
Yeah,
does he airbrushes everything.
yeah,
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 I watched
yeah,
a couple of his videos. He does a really good job on airbrushing.
yeah. He does. Yeah, he
Yeah,
does.
I've watched him. He does has excellent work.
Yeah, he just finished a bike on his last video.
Oh, nice. I need to. I thought I was I thought I had him on notifications, but I'm not getting notifications from him.
Yeah, I have that too, Rick. Sometimes I got the bell ring on everybody, and a lot of times I don't even get notified on time.
Yeah, no, me neither. It's like I'll go back in, I'll look, and it's like, well, I've got notifications turned on, but I think it's
Yeah,
just
yeah,
YouTube. It's kind of
yeah.
like how the YouTube subscriber thing works. Like one day you'll have 260, one day you'll have 259, and then
Well, it's
263.
Google that owns YouTube now, so
Oh, that explains a lot.
yeah. Well, that's just like to get paid for PayPal for YouTube. Even though I got 1,000 subscribers, you got 4,000 watch time. So the 4,000 hours a month have to be watching your videos.
To
That's
get paid.
quite a freaking chunk of change.
Wow.
That's not
Yeah, it's
easy.
good. It's a good
That's
thing I'm
not
not.
easy.
It's a good thing I'm not on YouTube to make money.
No, no, yeah, yeah, you're never gonna get rich from this.
No, you're not gonna be
I'd
able to
like to
survive on
have
it.
really like 120,000 subscribers. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, if you have a like that'll like 50 million views, yeah, you can maybe make a living off it, but you'd have to be doing content all the damn time.
Yeah, every day, pretty well every day. Like,
It'd be based.
like there's one guy, he does a live show, and like I do it for maybe 2.5 hours. But this guy, he'll do it for like 10 hours straight every day, from
Oh,
early in
okay.
the morning till late at night,
But see,
every
now it turns
day
into now it's a job. It's like,
to get 4,000 hours.
oh, screw
So
that.
you get
No.
paid every month.
I watch people like game streamers who they play 12 to 14 hours a day. But
Wow.
but if you look at their subscriber counts, they have Twitch does things a little bit differently. In Twitch, you don't subscribe to a channel, you follow a channel, and that means you get notifications when they go live, and it's the same thing as like YouTube subscriber. On Twitch, when you subscribe, it means you're paying them. You're giving them money, and it costs $5. Um,
Okay.
and the streamer gets like $3.50 of that $5, and Twitch gets $1.50 of the $5. And then they also have a $10 subscription, or maybe it's 15, and then they have a $25 subscription. And then the same thing, the streamer gets a large portion of it, and then Twitch gets a small portion of it.
Gotcha.
But the guy that I'm talking about, he streams like 14 hours a day, and he's got thousands of subscribers. So he's got something like, I don't know, it's got to be like 20,000 subscribers, and he's getting at least $3.50 from each of them every month.
Damn.
Oh wow.
That's that's a good chunk of change.
I mean, that's a job.
Yeah, that is. But then also you got to think that you got to claim that on your taxes too.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, they make
So-
you fill out an I-9 when you
Oh, okay.
monetize your channel. So I mean, you are
Gotcha.
going to have to tax it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, at least they give you that to do. You know.
There's some model builders that are going on TikTok, from what I heard.
Never go on TikTok. Actually, I don't go on any platforms except for YouTube. That's the only platform I ever go into.
Like I thought TikTok was basically people dancing. That's what I thought it was.
Well, I mean, if I'm correct, it's just like like Twitch, isn't it? About the same platform.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
I guess I never went there, so I don't know.
Yeah.
But that's from what my sons told me.
I mean, a lot of times, like I have friends be like, "Hey, get on Twitch, get on this, get on that." It's like I don't do. I get on YouTube, dude. That's all I ever do. I barely have
Yeah.
time for that. I'm not a big social media person.
No.
My wife spends more time on Facebook than I do.
TikTok is the communist China-run organization.
He's not joking. It actually is. It was even banned. Well, I shouldn't say banned. The U.S. government is considering banning it because it's a Chinese-run company.
Ooh, okay. Don't know
Wow. I don't know that either. Learn something new every day.
that. Right?
Never too old to learn.
That's true. Like we learned today, how quiet our streams are without Mopar here. I kind of miss Mopar.
You better not say that too loud. Walls have ears, you know that?
The funny thing is, we're harassing him even when he's not here.
But we love him. He makes the streams fun.
Even Michelle is starting to say things about him in her live stream.
And Mopar, if you're listening or will be listening, we miss you. Where you at, dude?
I harass everybody, so
This is true. You harass me too.
Yeah, I've got Instagram. People follow me, but I don't put nothing on it.
I'm on Facebook, but I never get on my Facebook.
I have Instagram that I started for model stuff, and I have like 200 followers or something, 170 or something like that. My wife doesn't hardly use Instagram. She's got like 8 million followers. She's got some ridiculous number. I don't.
Damn.
I mean, I'm exaggerating, but I mean, she's got a lot of followers compared to me. Oh, she said it's because she has tits.
I don't even have to show them off. I just have to have them.
I heard that.
Yeah, I heard that too. That's funny. Is that why my wife's got so many friends on Facebook?
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. That's why.
I knew there was something to it all. Damn it.
Sure is, Cliff.
Oh, I like that. Because I got
Oh, of course, she's a woman.
That is funny.
I told her we need to start an OnlyFans account so we can both retire.
Right? I would love to retire.
She has 600 followers, or 559.
Well, that's decent.
She doesn't even really post anything. She's got like 10 posts.
Because she's a woman. She's got tits. That's why. She just told you why.
There's a
Hey,
model. There's a model builder on the community. He only has like 50 videos on his channel, and he's got over 3,000 subscribers.
Holy God.
Yeah,
nah, that seems suspicious to me.
Something ain't
Seems
right
yeah,
there.
that seems like he probably went and paid like one of them services to get him some subs because you can pay for subs.
yeah. I know. I
Yeah,
heard about that.
with only 50 videos, I mean, I had more videos than that on my channel before
Okay.
I kind of cleaned it out, and I didn't have that many subscribers on my
A
channel.
lot of pictures of baby.
And right now, I only have 260. And
Oh,
I've been on
Dr.
YouTube.
Cranky, he's got something like 22,000 or something like that. And you can't tell me they're all model car builders.
Well, look
He
at
does,
Lucas C. Lucas C's got like what was it, like 70,000 subscribers or something?
yeah,
The
well,
scale
he
modeling
deals
channel's
with
got a
that.
bunch.
He does with Hobby Shop though, and
Yeah,
Andy's
well,
Hobby Shop.
it is what it is.
Yeah,
I've been doing YouTube videos for years now, and I'm still holding at 260 subscribers on mine. That's it. Actually, I got more subscribers recently when I started doing live streams with you guys.
yeah.
That's how I really picked up my subscriber count. Is with
Well, it
the,
opens more doors, eh, Rick, when you
oh
do these
yeah.
hangouts.
Oh shoot, I mean, when we did, I think when the first time I got with you guys on the first live stream that you guys did with me, or when I got into it, I bumped up a shitload of subscribers between that live stream and the one after that. Just my account like shot up.
There is even channels out there they'll put up your subscribers up, and it doesn't cost anything.
I mean, I like to get my subscribers honestly, not have to pay people to do it. It's not really about the
Uh,
subscriber count anyway,
that's
really.
good, Cliff.
I don't really care how many subscribers I have, so I mean that's the only reason I haven't paid for subscribers. What's the point in having subscribers if it's not to share like your stuff with the community?
Exactly.
Yeah,
It's not.
You
It's not
could
about
go
the.
you could go pay for 500 subscribers, but what are those 500 subscribers going to do for you? They don't care what you're posting. They only clicked on your channel because you paid them.
yeah, yeah,
It's not. It's definitely not about the amount. It's the people, the quality of people that are watching your videos.
I want people who are going to say, "Hey, that's cool, but you know what you could have done is you could have done this, or you could have, you can fix that by doing this, or people who are
Yeah.
going to exchange like tips and comments and you
yeah.
know,
Help you
it's
along the way. In other
yeah,
words.
Yeah.
it's about
Yeah,
community.
yeah,
You help people, they help you. I mean, like you were saying earlier, everything comes back around.
Yep.
yeah,
It's. I mean, it's the quality. It's the quality of your viewers. The quality of
yeah.
your subscribers is what you're looking for, not the amount.
Or you
You
get
could
some
have.
people that hate people.
Yeah, you could have 200. Like I could stick with 260 subscribers for the next 3 years, and as long as it's a bunch of people that I know that are interacting with me and stuff like that, I'm happy with
Yeah,
that. That's perfectly
yeah,
fine.
I
yeah.
mean, my
Michelle watched that video that somebody posted about me. Put my name on it for 20 minutes.
Oh, the one he was bashing you on?
Yeah,
yeah, I saw that.
That's bullshit.
yeah. Michelle said he had no right to do that. I said, yeah,
Nope.
he didn't.
I
it,
the,
everybody has a right to their opinion. I think
Yeah,
people who get upset by it are putting too much effort in it. They could just ignore it. I mean, that's the problem is everybody wants to express
yeah.
distaste
Well,
yeah,
in something when they could just move on. You don't have to watch, you could change the channel. You
yeah.
don't have to listen to anything you don't want to listen to. You can go somewhere else. You can, you know, click on a different video, you don't have to watch anything.
Yeah, you can even
well,
watch porn.
John, that I told. Well,
Yeah,
I remember me telling you about that one guy that was following me and leaving nasty comments. I think you saw some nasty comments on my videos.
yeah.
He did the same thing to me. He did a video about me and put my name
Well,
in it.
that's what this guy did.
Yeah, I watched about 2 minutes of it, and I said, you know what, fuck you. And I just closed the video out because I'm not going to listen
Yeah,
to your shit.
yeah. No, that's what this guy did. He was calling me
Yeah,
out, in other words.
he was being an ass. Yeah,
He made a video specifically to trash you, and
Yeah,
he has a right to his opinion. I just
yeah.
don't think making a video about it was the right thing to do.
like
It is pretty
broadcast
fun.
it.
Well, it's just it's drama that doesn't need to be there.
Well, we
No,
got enough
that's true.
drama right about now. We don't need more of it.
I don't know.
There's enough bullshit in our lives. We don't need any
Right.
more.
Well,
He seems
this
like a nice guy. I've talked to him otherwise, It's just I just don't. I didn't agree with the choice to make the video like that. I don't. People.
no.
You can just move on. You can just ignore people if you don't like what they're saying.
Yeah.
Well, you know what, John, the guy that was giving me a hard time actually went as far as to create an alternate alt account and was bashing my videos on an alt account and then screwed up and then posted a comment on his channel, the exact same comment that did on an alternate account. He copied and pasted it to his channel and his comment. So it's like, really trying to say you don't know who I'm not who you think I am or whatever. It's
You
like
know the
you
The
just did
funny
that.
thing about that whole scenario is that the way the YouTube algorithm works is any interactions improve your visibility. Like they bring users to your channel based on interactions. So
Right.
when people post comments, when they like or dislike your video, anything that they post m- means YouTube is more likely to show your video to other people to bring them to your channel. So
Wow.
they're actually helping you by posting comments, whether they're positive or negative.
Huh.
Yeah,
I
they
did not
don't
know
care.
that.
Yeah.
YouTube
Even
doesn't
thumb,
rate the comment.
even
I did
thumbs
not know that.
down, they don't care.
Yeah, even thumbs down. A thumbs down and a thumbs up mean the same thing to the YouTube algorithm.
Huh. I did
Yeah.
not know that actually. That's
Yeah, it
cool.
goes through the computer system or whatever.
So even they're downing you, they're still helping you.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
works. Cool. I'll tell them thank you next time then. Thank
Thanks
you for
for
the really
thanks
nasty.
for thanks for the interaction.
Yeah,
Thumbs
thanks
up.
thanks for the nasty comment. It's helped my channel out. Thank you, people. Swear. With all the drama going on in our lives today, it's like you guys really want to make more drama, please.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Scolano.
That's cool.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, I know since I've gotten more subscribers with all the live streams we've been doing, I've gotten a lot more comments on my channel,
Yeah.
my bills.
I get a couple subscribers a week. I think I'm up to 233 now. It says.
Okay. Last time I checked, mine was 260.
When I started posting model videos, I was at like 95. So I've steadily grown, a little bit at a time
Yeah.
over the past few months.
Well, I gotta admit, I to be honest with you, my YouTube experience, I've actually gotten more out of it just by meeting people like with Russ, you, John, Michelle, and Terry and like Mopar. Having meeting you guys and having this group that I'm a part of has been the best part actually of being on YouTube. To be honest,
Yeah,
because
I agree.
Yep.
we just don't have interaction just on YouTube. We all have interaction like you and me by phone or email. John, with email with you, and it's like we have an interaction outside YouTube, which is nice, and it's having that friendship and stuff like that that makes this fun.
Well,
It's
Yeah.
the reporting part.
it actually motivates me to have you guys, see the stuff that I'm working on. Because like if I'm working on a model for myself, I'll take my time. I'm not in a rush. But
Yeah.
having you guys say, "Oh man, that's really cool," motivates me to work harder and
Yeah, same here.
longer on the kits that I do.
I agree.
Yeah.
It does. Having people being able to show your work and having the positive feedback is always a good motivator in anything you do.
Yeah.
And
And that's what's the term I'm looking for? I don't want to say psychiatry, but that's like the whole social engineering aspect of management that a lot of people don't understand is when you praise your employees, they work harder for you.
oh yeah,
Then
no,
then if you scold them,
It's a
they're
reverse
more
effect.
likely to go downhill than they are uphill as far as
Yeah.
productivity.
well, being
Yeah,
being
you're
a
absolutely right, Miguel, because I used to be supervisor of 27 people, and all treated them all with respect, and I got more production out of those 27 people than get on their case all the time about it.
Yep.
I'm a manager. I've been a manager for about 5 years, and I have a 13 to 14 man crew that I run. And to be
Yeah,
honest, like if my guys do overtime or they do something, I always thank them. I always tell them you're doing a great job. And I'll tell you what, most of my guys, all I have to do is ask them, hey, can you help me out with this? And they're like, yeah, sure, no problem. What do you need?
yeah,
It's just because if you treat your people with respect and you treat them like human beings, you will get a lot out of them. It's
yeah.
Johnny says you should tell my boss that, Miguel. Well, not every manager, leader, whatever, understands those things, and
No,
you
because
know,
management think you're screwing them, and vice versa. It works both ways. That's the biggest problem.
I tell any manager, any new manager that I run into, my first piece of advice to them is number one, don't always appreciate your crew and treat them with respect and thank them. Do
have you
Yeah,
not.
have you ever seen the movie Office Space?
Oh yes, that was
yeah,
hilarious.
So one of my favorite comments in that video is when he's talking about I have I don't forget how many, I have 8 bosses right now, Bob. Do you know that? So when I screw up, I get to hear it from 8 different people, and that'll only make somebody work so hard. He's like, that makes you work just hard enough so that you don't get in trouble.
Right?
And that's exactly true. I mean,
It is.
if your boss is just riding your ass, then you're only going to work hard enough so that he doesn't ride your ass.
Yeah, I've done that. I've had bosses like that, and I literally just do what I have to do just to get them off my ass.
Hmm. Yeah.
or you never can do enough for certain bosses
Yeah,
too.
Oh
well, you're
God,
not going to do anything extra because your boss isn't going to give you any recognition for it. He's not even
no,
going to comment about it most of the time. Why would you? Why would you? Why would you go beyond that? I mean,
you won't. I mean, it's actually the little words of thank you and you're doing a great job go
thank
a
you.
long ways.
Exactly. Thank you goes so far.
Yeah,
Yeah. My steady line with all my staff is when I ask them to do something extra for me and they say yes, I say thank you, sir, I appreciate it.
Yep.
yeah.
Add a little bit to me. If someone told it to me, I'd be like, oh, cool, okay, I'll do that for you.
It's just like a
Yep.
big family.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, you treat someone like shit. Don't expect them to do things for you. They're not
Because
going to.
when I worked in Holland, it was totally different. A plant manager was no different from an employee.
Yep. Well,
Like
that's
I could go to the plant manager, call him by his first name, and it wouldn't be, it's just like he just runs the place. That's all.
Well, that's basically what I do. I'm a working manager. I actually work.
Yeah,
I work with my crew on site, and I actually fill because it's a 3 man crew per shift, and I'm actually the
yeah.
third person. But yeah, I
And it
got.
was pretty good because when we worked overtime, they would pay for a meal,
Oh, nice.
and we'd have cigarettes and beer
Oh,
for a
sweet.
meal while we were
yes.
working.
Yep. My boss is very much like that too. I mean, a lot of the work that we do comes in via email, people saying, "Hey, I need this, I need this." And generally speaking, we have a ticketing system where people can be assigned tasks,
Mhm.
but most of our tasks come in via email, and generally speaking, the team that I work with, whoever gets it first is whoever works on the issue. People just grab it as they come in. And my boss jumps right in there. He doesn't even hesitate to grab, one of those tasks, and he'll respond and say, "Hey, I've taken care of this."
That's a good boss.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. You don't hear that too often either.
Yeah, he's a good boss.
I did that with one of my guys. We had to do a what was it? I had 2 call offs back to back on the same shift, and we couldn't find the coverage. So I asked one of my guys. I said, "Look," I said, "you don't have to do this, but will you work a double?" And he's like, "Yeah, sure, no problem." I was like, "Cool." And then everyone, it was at the end of the day, and I said, "What do you want for dinner?" And he said, "What do you mean?" I said, "Well, you're staying for a double." He goes, "Yeah." I said, "Well, so am I," because we were 2 man short. And he goes, "Well, you're staying?" I said, "Yeah, I'll be here for 16 hours." So I went. I called my wife and said, "Honey, do me a favor, bring me this for dinner, and while you're there, grab this for Philip for dinner." So I bought him Carl's Jr. We sat down and ate dinner, and we both pulled a 16-hour shift together. It's like,
And that's what a good leader does. He takes care
well,
of his people.
yeah, I mean,
And
if
he
you
doesn't
have,
do anything he wouldn't ask. He doesn't ask them to do anything he wouldn't do himself.
No, and or have done.
Yeah,
Um, it's like I mean, alternatively, I do try to find coverage. I'm like the last resort to do it.
sure.
But if I can't find anybody
But you
else,
don't hesitate to step in when you need to.
no. If I need to be there, then like last week, I had to go into work for 2 hours on Sunday because we were short and they needed coverage. So I got dressed, went down to work for 2 hours, came back home. It's like, but yeah, I don't. My crew is what keeps me going. So it's like I treat them decently. I don't like. I've been treated like shit before from people. I don't like it.
Well, and if your team doesn't produce, then it reflects on you.
Exactly. It's usually something that you're doing that's affecting that
Well, here's another
or
movie
not
quote
doing.
for you: attitude reflects leadership. Bad
I've heard
attitude
that.
reflects bad leadership.
True. I've heard that. Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, for sure.
I've kept my crew pretty much. The crew I have now, I've had people. I've still got people there that have been with me from the start, and they're still there, and they're still loyal to staying there with me. And a couple already said that if you go, then I'm gone, or they'll go somewhere else. It's like okay, go.
Terry says had a guy that would only work 4 days a week. I asked him why he did that, and he said because I can't make it on three.
Oh God, I love that.
Three's not enough to pay my bills.
Especially
I
beyond.
worked once in the steel company. There was a guy for 5 years. He was getting paid, and then the supervisor comes to me and says, "Do you know this guy?" And I go, "Who are you talking about?" "Oh, this guy that supposed to be here 5 years." I said, "I've never seen the guy before." He was getting paid for 5 years. He never showed up for those 5 years.
They
The
actually
company
paid
was
him.
punching his card every day for 5 years.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So that guy got nailed,
Oh
big time.
God. I did shit. All that.
Why did it take the company 5 years?
It shouldn't take 5 years. That's bad.
No,
That's
no,
poor.
that's
Very poor
poor
management.
management, if you ask me.
Very poor. If you can, I can see it maybe overlooking it for a week or two,
Yeah,
but not 5 years. I'm sorry.
no,
That's just.
no. So the guy was sitting on his fat ass getting paid for 5 years.
You know what? Just the fact that they missed that for 5 years, I give kudos to him for that one because for 5 years they missed it. I mean, come
Yeah,
on.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah,
That's crazy.
If he was smart, he would at 4 or 5 years, he would have called HR and said, "Hey, this is so and so. I quit."
yeah, yeah. Where's my servant's pay? Where's my servant's pay?
That's actually very true, Josh, about that. Josh says the bosses get all the blame and not the credit. Yeah,
Well, yeah, but they also, I mean, well, I
they do.
wouldn't say I wouldn't necessarily agree with that. Bosses do get credit.
It depends. Sometimes.
A a good boss, when shit rolls downhill, it stops at a good boss. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It should never roll down to the employees.
No. It.
And and likewise, when the employees have complaints, he should take care of it. They shouldn't have to go above him
No.
to get things taken care of. So
No. If there's a complaint, it should
I
come
don't
to
know.
the
I don't
boss
know
first.
skill model how that was possible, but it
Uh,
did happen.
but if it's something where you might need to go like into
well,
further detail, then
the
you would go there.
boss might need help from
Yeah.
somebody above him, but the employee shouldn't have to go above the boss to get something
No.
solved, a
If
problem
you have to
solved.
go over your boss's head, then your boss is not doing what he should be doing.
No kidding. That's what I kept having to do.
Yep.
Yeah, you should be. I mean, especially if you're on the site, you are the point of contact. You're the one that takes care of stuff. That's your
Yep.
job.
Yep.
And if you can't take care of it, then you will find someone to take care of it. But it should be out of your employees' hands at that point.
Yeah, yeah.
You shouldn't.
You
You wouldn't be
take
worrying
you
about it.
should take on that responsibility to take care of that employee. And
Yep.
if that means that you have to go get help from somewhere because you can't resolve whatever the issue is yourself, then so be it.
Yep.
But
Which I have done.
you should be the point of contact for your employees.
I have done that on many occasions where it's like I'll. It's like if I don't know the answers to it, I will seek out people above me. I'll be like, hey, I need your help with
Later,
this.
Rusty.
Bye, Rusty.
Hi, Rusty again. He was in here earlier. Oh, okay. Take care.
I've lasted 5 years as the account manager where I'm at, and in the 5 years I've been where I work, I have never had one complaint from anybody, and I've maintained my position for 5 years. So
That's
been
good.
doing something right.
Yeah, that's good.
Oh, it's just like when I was manager of the 27 people, the higher ups came to me and goes, we don't understand what's going on here. Why are you so friendly with your coworkers? I said, well, that's the way my production rate is high. So what's your
You
problem?
should you should always be friendly with your staff. I mean, it builds a good
Well,
relation.
they didn't like it. They didn't like it because they couldn't understand how is it possible that I was producing so well.
Because you're a good manager. You were doing a
Yeah,
good job. I mean, all my staff call me by my first name. Not one of my staff call me by anything other than sometimes I
yeah,
get
same here.
Hilton call me boss, but not in a formal way. Just gonna like friend kind of slang way, like hey boss, But most of the time, all my cat staff calls me by my first name, and we'll sit
Yeah,
there and joke around with each other, and we'll crack jokes about each other. I mean, we actually talk like we're friends. Which actually,
well,
one of them is my best friend.
like a couple of them, I even went to their place, and then the higher ups they found out, and they said, "What are you doing with your employee?"
It's like none
I
of your
said,
business.
"Well, it works."
Shoot, one of my guards is actually my best friend. He comes over. He comes over to my house a couple of times, and he just goes. I tell him, if you're thirsty, you know where my kitchen's at. Go in the kitchen, get yourself something to eat or drink. He'll just walk in the house, go to the kitchen, and sit down. And he's
Uh,
my employee, but outside work, he's also my best friend.
uh,
It's like,
yeah, some higher ups they don't like, and they don't like it when they see something different,
well,
and it
no,
works.
they
And
a
it
lot of them
works.
don't. A lot of them don't like they feel that it's not a good idea to be on the
Yeah,
same level with
as
if
your
you're a
employee.
manager. Yeah,
Yeah,
which as long as you're not becoming like too super personal, I
yeah.
don't see a problem with it. I mean, it's not
No,
like
no.
I know like every aspect of his life. It's like we're friends.
Yeah, I
Well,
was
there is
I was quality control, like
Oh, okay. That's
there
yeah,
is there is a concept that says that familiarity breeds contempt, and that's something that the military structure holds very dear to. And that's basically that if somebody becomes too familiar, too friendly with you, then they start to do things that they wouldn't ordinarily do, and that includes like questioning your things that you say, maybe even disrespecting you as a leader or whatever.
right.
And that is definitely true. There is an element to that, but the
Yeah.
problem is that generally only shows itself when the leader or the manager is deficient in some area. If there's
Yeah.
if there's some issue with what they're doing, then the people below them speak up because they feel free to do so because of that relationship.
Right. Which
Um,
I can see the point in that. I can see that that has happened in the workforce too.
yeah, and there's some situations like in the military where you can't allow that because you need that very strict leadership, that very strict, obey orders kind
yeah,
of a concept, and so that whole fraternization thing is very faux pas in the military, and a lot of the old school like management theories subscribe to that same concept for those same reasons, and
Yeah.
that's just not the way society has moved.
Well, no, and in the military, it's more vital in the military because, like you just said, you have to keep things are more stringent. You got to understand to keep the chain of command, the respect. So it's more important for that being a military setting.
It relies on that a lot more than corporate America.
Exactly, and it does. And even in like corporate, like with my guys, like a few of 'em- more than one of them is a friend of mine, but they also know that there's a line that when we're at work that they don't cross lines. They know, okay, you're my boss here at work. I'm your employee. You they listen to me, but they can differentiate that friendship outside work versus the friendship at work. And that's the big thing. If you can draw that line and you can keep that
Yeah.
line correct, then you're fine. It's the ones that cannot understand that, hey, there's still a line here that I got to keep in line with. I can't cross it. Those are
Yeah.
the ones that create problems because then they're like, well, we're friends and blah, blah. We're at work.
Yeah. Well, in the
Yeah.
military, it's a very top-down structure in that all the information and all the intelligence or ideas they come from the top down, and in our civilian society, it's the worker bees that provide all of the intel and the
Right.
ideas, and they do all the
It's like
work.
reverse structure is basically what
Yeah,
it
yeah,
is.
yeah.
Yeah, which
So
yeah, I mean it's there's I can see both sides of the coin on that one because yes, it can cause problems. Some people have an ability to understand that and separate that. Other people don't. So
later,
in
Muse.
general, I mean, so in general, yes,
Yeah.
I can see why that saying is there, and I can
Hmm.
see why it's important because a lot of people can't separate, work from friendship or even relationship. If you have a spouse or a girlfriend you work with, a lot of times they can't separate. Hey, we're at work. Act
Yep.
like it, kind of
Yep.
thing.
Yeah. Don't work for a family member. I
Yeah,
did
no,
that once. Never again.
Oh, because with family, even at work, you're family, so
yeah,
they're gonna see you as a family
Yeah.
member regardless.
yeah. There's always
Yeah.
going to be that contempt there because oh well they're family, so they're automatically going to be
Yep.
favoring one another. So that's an automatic breed of contempt thing
Yeah,
right there.
that's why a lot of companies won't hire family members for the same organizations.
It becomes very problematic to have that.
Yeah. Mhm.
I
But
prefer not to.
I've worked in several situations where that wasn't true, though. I worked at a bank once where we had a site that was out in the middle of nowhere, Yankton, South Dakota. We had a call center there, and the IT staff there consisted of one IT staff. We had
Mhm.
one position. That position was filled by a husband and a wife.
Wow.
The husband would work like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and the wife would work Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Wow.
They had a husband and wife team that would fill one position at the site. It was like the most interesting thing I've ever seen.
That is that's cool though. Actually,
Yeah, yeah,
I mean you have that rare occasion when couples can work well together. Some
yeah.
can, some can't.
Yeah.
It all depends. I worked with a girlfriend one time and we had no problem working together because she understood we're at work and she kept it that way. But
Yeah.
and I did work with my first
Well,
wife and that didn't work out very well.
and what makes that possible is exactly that. When you're at work, if you understand that we're at work, and you don't break that understanding,
Hmm.
then nobody else, most of the time, nobody else even knows, because you're behaving the way you're supposed to behave at work.
Yeah,
Um,
you're not kind of like announcing to everyone,
yeah,
hey,
yeah,
unless they know you for a while.
yeah. So a lot of people wouldn't even know that.
Nope. It's dynamics of working with people can be very tricky.
Yeah. Or understanding certain people.
Yeah, true. Oh, Lordy.
My favorite thing about working with people is going home.
That's
It's
probably
like,
the best
what's
part.
your what's your
Okay,
favorite part
going
about
home.
going to work is being able to go home. I like that. I'll be glad when I move to Idaho.
Or you leave the wife to go to the store for a loaf of bread and never return.
Oh God. It's like, honey, where'd you go to get the bread? Did you actually go to the field and actually make it yourself? Oh my God.
Yeah, Jamie was going to be in here, but he had to work today. So
Oh, that sucks.
yeah, he
I
was here
told you.
earlier.
I told John I was talking to my wife the other day about buying that larger printer, and she said, "Yeah, you should do it." And John goes, "That's a good wife."
At least you didn't get the look. That. Hmm? So, you're like, I could do it. I don't know where to put it anyway. Honestly, I mean, I've got like practically. I have to replace that one printer with a newer one. That'll be room.
I think if the printers were about the same price as what you guys would pay, then I would think about it, but not at the price that they're asking here. No freaking
That's a
way.
Later,
lot.
Deep Junk.
It's way too
Well,
much.
later, deep. Yeah,
Josh
that's.
says I'll never be a lead supervisor again.
I feel you on that one, Josh.
Yeah, I
I,
can understand it.
hey, when I move up to Idaho, I may not be
My
a
wife
manager
says,
again.
my wife says, not with that attitude, you won't.
Yeah,
Uh,
I told my wife when we moved up to Idaho, I said I'm seriously contemplating not going back into management again at all.
When do you
I
think
would.
you'd be moving up there, Rick?
I don't know. I'm hoping. See, the probate closes on the house on in October, so we'll know in October how much I get. So I'm thinking probably after winter season because
Yeah,
they don't
it
want.
takes a while before the money goes through.
Well, that plus her family said we don't want to try moving up there during the winter season because it's not. The roads are. It's just it's rough with this season to go up
Yeah,
there. They
yeah,
said the best thing to do is wait after winter's over. So
right.
I'm probably thinking after the winter season's up, we might be moving up there.
Yeah,
We just have to.
later, Deep Junk Garage.
We just have
Thanks
to.
for coming.
We just have to go find, get a place, get my job situated. And I want to get up there with the place and a job already in place
Well, you
before.
shouldn't have a problem getting a job in the medical field again.
Well, it's security, but I've done medical security is what I'm doing.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, but I should. We have a branch up there, the office I work for now.
Oh, okay,
We have one
okay.
up there, so I should be able to transfer up
Yeah.
there. And then it's just
Do you have it over there on in your taxes that if you move closer to work that you can claim all your moving expenses
I
or
don't know.
no?
I don't know.
You
I
should
actually have
look
to check.
into it. You should
Yeah,
look into it.
I've never actually had that situation ever arise before, so I'm not sure. But I can check with my tax lady
I
this year
I, I
and ask
did
her.
it, and I claimed something like $5,000.
We might. My tax lady I go through every year. I'm going to ask her about that. I'll
Yeah,
tell
you
her what we're
should.
doing and see.
Yeah, yeah, you should.
Yeah, I'm gonna check on that. But yeah, so once we get the place, get the job, we start.
I'll mention it to you again just in case you forget.
I probably will, knowing my
Yeah,
mind.
probably will.
But yeah, hopefully every, get everything in the right order. That's the plan, and then we can start packing our crap up here and make the move.
Yeah, like I love to move, but at my age, I'm not moving anymore. This would be my last place.
I'm not planning on moving again after this. Once we get up there, I want
No,
to get a place, and that's where I want to stay at because I don't like moving. It's a pain in
we're,
the
like
ass.
it
yeah, I'm the
doesn't take
same
me
way.
long to get situated and whatnot, but I don't want to do it anymore.
That's
I'll have to
okay.
pack all these model kits and all the buildups. No,
Oh God, no,
no, it's not too much fun.
no. I wouldn't think it would be.
Yeah, hopefully we'll move one more time. We're looking at buying a house here in the next year to 2 years, and hopefully that'll be the last time we ever have to move.
Are you staying in the same state or are you moving out of state?
Yeah, we're gonna buy something here.
Okay. Yeah, I
We've
would buy
Why?
we've
something.
moved we've moved from state to state several times since we've been married. I met my wife when I met my wife. We were in Georgia,
Oh,
and
okay.
then we moved. That was in the military at the time, so then we had to go to California because that's where my new duty station was. So we moved to California, and then when I got out of the military, we moved to Colorado, which is where I'm from. And then in 2005, we moved here to Nebraska because I took a job here. So I
Okay.
mean, we've moved state to state several times, and I don't think we want to do that anymore.
What part of Cali did you move? Did you live in when you were here?
Southern California. We were in the north, Oceanside, north of
Okay.
just north of San Diego.
Okay. Well, I live in Santa Rosa, which is not. I mean, it's on the other side of LA. But yeah, I was born in Santa Monica, and actually, my daughter was stationed in San Diego.
Oh yeah,
She's she was in the she's a Navy corpsman,
okay,
so she
yeah,
was stationed out of San Diego for a while.
yeah, right there in Coronado Bay.
Hmm. Yeah, I don't know. I think that's where she was at.
I would
I
have
li-
either that or Miramar. Those are the two big military installations
it
down
wasn't
there.
Miramar. It was the other one. It wasn't Miramar. I lived in San Diego for a while. I lived in Imperial Beach, or IB as we used to call it. We lived my apartment complex. Most of the people were all military because Naval Base wasn't far from Imperial Beach.
Do you live
Right.
mostly? Do you live in the city, Miguel, or in the country?
I live in the city.
Oh, okay. You prefer that?
Well, no, actually, we'd like to live in a more rural setting, but we also want conveniences like short commutes and internet access and shit like that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, so you
you
had to
kind
be
of
in the
have
city.
to, yeah, you kind of have to weigh your options.
Yeah.
We'd like to have acreage, so you know,
Yeah.
at some
I
point we're gonna
did.
have to figure out.
I had a property once, a hectare and a half property, so it's about 3 acres.
Hmm,
When me and
Yeah.
Chris move, we're gonna try to move into a.
But I had more of a frontage on my house, so from the street you could see my house, which I
Oh,
love
nice.
it. A lot of privacy, but it was a
Yeah.
wartime house, so the house was not worth anything. It was land that was worth.
yeah, yeah.
We're
Yeah.
gonna
I'd
try
like
to.
something like that. I'm sorry, Rick. Go ahead.
No, we're gonna when we move, we're gonna try to find something kind of out in a either more of the country area or like in a more rural area. I want to stay kind of clear from the city if possible.
Hey, Brendan.
Yeah, and I had a lot of
Hey,
trees in
Brendan.
front of my house, so you couldn't see the house anyway. So,
Nice. That's
and
I kind of like
and the
that.
funny part is, I cut 2 trees down, and then the price of the property went down
Damn for two
Huh.
trees.
because you're removing privacy from your area.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
privacy said they like that.
I had like a freaking brick garage. I had no permit for it. I had a swimming pool in the back, no permit for it. What is a guy gonna do? Walk my whole, 3 acres of land?
Yeah,
I don't
you
think
probably
so.
didn't see it back there.
No, no.
That's
The
cool.
worst part was shoveling the driveway.
Yo, Jesus, yeah, a nice
Yeah,
long driveway down to your house. That would be a pain. Unless you
uh,
get a snowblower out.
yeah,
It's,
Yeah, we want acreage, and we'd like something in the 10 to 20 or more acres. But I would settle for as little as five, unless we find something with a really nice house, the structure on 2 to 3 acres. That would be okay too. But I'd really like to be in the 5 to 10 plus range.
that'd be nice.
Yeah,
yeah.
Oh, that'd be
but
cool.
but the truth of the matter is we're probably going to end up buying a house in a neighborhood somewhere just because the kids are in school and they don't want to leave their friends and da 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 da
Yeah,
da.
yeah. That's true. That's true enough.
It's one of the pluses my wife and I have. It's just my wife and I, so we don't have anyone living with us or have to worry about
Yeah.
kids in school. It's just us.
Okay, Terry, take care.
See you,
Bye,
Terry.
bye, Terry.
Stay safe. Hi,
Hope you feel
Brandon.
better soon.
Also, it's breakfast time in New Zealand, eh? Wow.
Good morning to you.
Yeah.
Your breath smells like a zoo.
Now we know who's going to sing birthday songs for now on.
Yep,
Miguel.
Miguel, you're hired.
Yeah. At least you don't have to
Twink-
sing in the shower.
Twinkle,
I
twinkle,
did that
little
once.
star.
I was singing in the shower, and the next door neighbor has a dog that was howling.
Oh
And
God.
after that, I stopped singing. I said, "Take that! I'm not singing anymore."
Was the dog more in tune than you were?
Yeah. Probably.
That's funny.
I could hear it, because the walls are very thin in this building. So,
That's funny. The dog wanted to sing a duet with you.
but you're right. These hangouts they help a lot because after this hangout, I'll start working on the model more than normally do. So,
Actually, I work on my models while we're doing the hangout. Sometimes
no,
more than
I
I do when I'm
I, I
not.
don't because I'm trying to pay attention to what is said here and in the chat
Oh
and
yeah.
try to do both things at the same time. It's not that
It's
easy
no,
sometimes.
that would be. If I was hosting the channel, I wouldn't do it either because I couldn't keep track of stuff.
I go back and forth. Some I do, sometimes I work on stuff, sometimes I don't.
What
Well,
I'm
it's
gonna
like
do
since
is if we keep doing these hangouts, I might put one of these people in the chat as a moderator so they can keep track of things going on or whatever.
you know,
Because sometimes you miss some things like you found that number from Dwayne. I didn't see it, but you did. Miguel did.
well, I'm
He
already a
caught on there.
moderator. I'm already a moderator already.
Yeah, yeah.
So
But sometimes somebody wants to post something, in the
yeah,
chat or whatever, you know, like a links to somebody's new channel or whatever,
yeah.
things like that.
Well, it's like since we've done the live stream this morning, I finished sanding all the engine caps. I've got
Yeah,
I assembled the pylons to this
right.
and got some of my desk cleaned off a little bit, and I think I got more done now than I actually did last night.
Oh God, you don't want to see my desk.
All I
I
did
had
was
to,
assemble the wing on my GT build.
but you did something.
I did do something.
You did. I have to keep my desk clean, otherwise I just can't work. I just go nuts. I can't do it.
Well, I work on too many projects at the same time. That's the problem.
I don't do it anymore. I've got another project back here waiting in the wings that is in the middle of being worked on. But yeah, I get a lot accomplished just doing these videos too with you guys because I will sit here start working on stuff, and it's kind of a nice distraction a little bit too, just to kind of I'm focusing on building something, but I'm not also like really focusing on it. It's
Yeah, yeah,
kind of weird. It's like it's like diversion help so I don't go nuts because
yeah.
this thing is driving me batty.
I was
Yes, it
looking at
was.
on eBay for a Pro Star. The cheapest one on there was $200. I couldn't freaking believe it.
That's expensive. I can remember model kits used to be cheap back in the
Yeah,
day.
Well, I mean, go to that website that I told you about, John.
yeah.
He
Facebook.
see here. Let me see if he's got any more Pro
For
Stars.
3 days.
I mean, you'll have to pay shipping, which will probably be $20 or $30, but I think I only paid $65 for that Pro Star.
Yeah,
Oh,
and then the exchange on the dollar. That's what kills us.
yeah, that's true. So he's got a Lone Star.
I like the Pro Star better than I don't know. I like the
I do
grill,
too.
the way the grill is
Yeah,
situated.
yeah, I do too.
It looks more streamlined, like
Yeah,
more newer style in a sense.
yeah, he doesn't have a Pro Star right now. I bought the last one.
Damn you!
Damn you, Miguel!
Oh, he's got the Superman Firebird. Sweet. The Pro Stock.
Yeah, have fun putting those decals on.
Uh,
That's a wraparound, isn't it?
Probably.
Yeah, just like the Mad Funny Cart.
Yeah.
You don't see too many people build that Mad Funny Cart either. I've seen it built once from all the years that it's been out. Well, guys, what do you say? We shut it down?
Nah.
It's been almost 3 hours now. Oh, it is over 3 hours. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Oh, they're
I'm,
going to send me a letter for this. Oh, my time is up. That's all right. No big
alrighty.
deal.
I need some more coffee anyway.
I might get the paid version. I don't know yet. I'll
Maybe
see
you should
how
look
things work with the government first.
at the Zoom thing if you're going to do paid, because the Zoom thing's only $15.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A
Yeah, I
little
might
cheaper.
do that. I'll look into it. But I
I
have to
bring
wait
out.
and see what the government's going to do about my unemployment and whatnot.
Yeah,
I
I've
sure
got.
hope they're going to extend it.
I've
They
got some
should.
already on my computer.
They should
Well,
extend my unemployment with, because of the virus still around. They said it for another 2 years it's going to be around. So,
Jesus.
it's going to be
yeah.
longer than that. It's going to
Oh,
be
yeah. It's going to be
permanent.
a continuous thing. Like you said, it's going to be like a different name every year or something of that
It'll just
nature.
evolve into different variants, and
Yeah.
We'll
Yep.
have a yearly COVID shot and a yearly flu shot.
Yep.
Hi, Shorty.
Yes, already.
Thanks for coming. Yeah, yeah. I think we're gonna close it up. It's been over 3 hours, guys.
All
Thanks
right.
for coming. It was great,
Thanks for having us. It's good to
and
see you
we'll
guys
have
again.
it again on Wednesday. Are you gonna start doing your streams, Miguel, or no?
Not this week. The week after that, I'll be back to my stream schedule because I have a migration this coming week. So,
Yeah, no problem. Not a problem.
and
Okay,
then I'll be free till the end of the year.
okay,
I'll see you
okay.
guys on
I'll be
Wednesday.
talking to you anyways. Eventually.
Yep.
Okay, guys. Have a good rest of the weekend, and we'll talk to you guys all later. And
All right.
Peace.
woman in the chat.
Night,
I
everybody.
can't forget the woman. Later, people.
Have a good
Ciao.
weekend.
You too.